Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gran Terra Rebirth, Episode 3. I'm John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films and Game Master for the evening, and with me today is William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Baldwin Ironhand, Dwarven Cleric of the Forge.
And Cody.
I'm Cody. I'm playing Corbin, the Human Battlemaster.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Hope Azamar, Rogue/Barbarian.
And Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm playing Nyx, the Druid.
And Jeremy.
I'm Jeremy. I am playing Selena, a Fire Genasi Wild Mage Sorcerer.
And Sarah.
I'm Sarah, and I play Five, who is a drow sorcerer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not sure what she is.
Phoenix Soul Sorcerer. Well.
Yes.
And when last we left our party, they had been tasked with a assignment that previously had fallen to the Cornite Rangers, but the group that they had sent out was young, inexperienced new guys and fucked it up. In the process of fucking it up, acquiring Nyx and Five. But after receiving apologies and compensation, the group was offered a deal by the head of the Lionheart Adventurers Guild located in Kor, Tithian Leonholt. He asked that if they were to carry out this task, which was to find a group of abyss-worshipping cultists that were potentially threatening the city of River's End, south of Kor, and if they were to find them, deal with them, do whatever, come back, then in addition to a reward of 100 gold each, they would receive room and board. They would receive membership into the Lionheart Adventurers Guild, which makes them entitled to room and board and steady work. So, as well as protection and friendship and all the other lovely things that being a part of a guild is. But I don't think that was actually on the signing bonus. So they went out, and on their journeys, they discovered a strange person named Umbra, who seemed to have the power to cause Nyx and Five to lose their senses and control of themselves and run towards him, claiming that they were his in some manner or fashion. The group fought with him, killing him, but killing him didn't seem to put him off all that much, as his body dissolved into smoke, and from his death, the cultists that were with him converged into a massive creature of darkness and shadow, which currently rears back onto its legs and stares down at the group of you, flexing its muscles made of shadow and mist, and preparing to engage in fisticuffs with the group of you. We're going to keep our previous initiatives, and I'm going to roll him in.
Okay.
And we're going to go ahead and
Of course he's going before everybody but one.
We're going to go ahead and start at the top of the round with Corbin.
As a free action really quick, Selena is, well, fuck this shit.
You know, sometimes you just have to take the advice.
I mean, Umbra did say run.
Yeah, why the fuck am I listening to the guy who says he owns me again?
That's up to you.
Because your other option is to stay here with that.
I am going to pull a hand axe off my belt and chuck it at this shadow ogre golem.
All right, make an attack.
Dick bag.
Its official name is Abyssal Monstrosity, please.
Okay.
God damn it, Cody! Are you gonna
16.
kill off your character again, attacking another shadow thing?
A 16 hits. Roll damage.
Okay. I'm expending a superiority die for a trip attack. So.
Oh yeah.
It's gotta be a strength there.
Sarah, go ahead and select your token and roll into initiative. You weren't in the combat.
Okay. Thank you.
So. There's that, and that. So
Nice!
nice.
All right.
So it does 11 points of damage, and it's got to make a 13 strength saving throw. Or it falls prone.
It makes it. Oh, wait. I forgot to make that whisper only to me. Oh, well. Doesn't matter.
And then I'm going to back up to get into some semblance of a formation. So that I'm not all alone by it.
So yeah, Corbin reaches down to his belt, grabs an axe. It sticks into like the shoulder of this creature, and shadow just sort of pours out of the wound. It looks down at it, looks back over at you. 5. We're gonna roll back slightly to your turn.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to shoot a chromatic orb at it.
All right.
To see what that might do. Let me make sure I'm close enough. Yeah, I'm good. Alright. Yes, I will shoot the chromatic orb at our friend.
All right.
Hang on just a sec. Computer's doing things.
Damn it, computer!
Well, so you fire off the what elemental flavor was this orb?
It was thunder.
All right, so this ball of sonic energy just erupts out of Five's hand and rockets across, and the creature looks at it, reaches out a shadowy palm, and catches it in midair and crushes it.
Again.
So it critically failed. It's saved. That's what you're saying.
It's not a save. It's an attack roll, and it missed the armor class. That makes it its turn. So the massive creature of shadow leans forward and just lumbers. Its footfall, while it doesn't seem to have a lot of mass to it, its footfalls definitely indicate there's a lot of mass there. As it stomps up over to here.
Fuck.
Because that's the closest person to it. And it rears back with one mighty hand. And does a 20 hit you?
Hold on just a second. I want to check something. I want to check something.
All right.
Yeah, I'm letting the Chaos Sorcerer see if...
I want to check something here.
Feel free.
No, I can't give disadvantage. I can only give advantage. Sorry.
Yeah, it's...
You take 17 points of damage.
So... Someone's going to have to remind me what those rules are for auto death.
If you're negative maximum hit points.
Yeah.
Okay. 17 does not exceed my... It's your maximum again, right?
So, like,
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are your maximum hit points? What's your maximum hit points?
My maximum is 19 hit points. I had 8, so
yeah,
I
you're
don't
fine.
think 17
Well,
will kill.
You have to,
You're not fine.
You would have to get hit with enough damage to go down to negative 19.
Okay.
In one blow.
In one blow, yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. For some reason, I thought it was half of my max health again.
Right.
Ignore me.
So it smacks into Nyx, who you just feel this crushing, overbearing force smash into you.
Not
And
the first time it's happened today.
lose consciousness. And as you do, the rest of you see this shadowy tendrils of fingers wrap around Nyx and keep him from falling by picking him up. As it then shifts again closer to Selena. And its free hand swings out.
Well, fucker.
But a 9 misses you.
Yes, it does.
So it swings this hand out, and you, seeing what it just did, instinctively duck low as the hand flies over your head. That makes it Nocta's turn.
She grabs her little symbol of thunder. God is like, thank you.
Thank you. Nocta is going to take an attack of opportunity from Hope.
Okay. That's a
The safest place is probably right behind it. It's just too massive.
Ha!
Yes.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Natural 20 hits. Roll damage.
that is 9 plus 2
11
rage
damage.
damage. Yeah. Yep. 11.
All right.
Actually, wait. No, I'm not raging yet. That's right. I hadn't done that yet.
Oh, you hadn't.
So it's just 9. Yep.
I thought you
it's
were
just
raging.
9.
Oh, that's fine.
Nope. Yeah,
I will
I
give her
hadn't
back
done
more
that yet.
health,
I
that's
only
fine.
had 1 turn. I haven't raged yet.
All right. So yeah, she backs away, and as she does, this short sword slices out, drawing a line across her stomach, and blood sort of spraying off to one side. As Hope confirms that at least one person of this party actually has blood.
Oh, good.
And she is going to take her full turn to dash the fuck out.
Okay.
Stupid rogues taking double dashes.
Oh no, not a rogue. That's why she didn't use a bonus action to disengage. Just used action to dash, therefore taking attack of opportunity. And that makes it Nyx's turn. Nyx, make me a death saving throw. As the rest of you watch. So you see shadow engulfing Nyx from this creature's hand. You also see bits of darkness leaking out of Nyx from these wounds. It's a 5, which is 1 failed death save.
Failure.
Nyx isn't bleeding.
Nyx is definitely bleeding, but in addition to blood, dark vapor is coming out of the wounds.
Okay.
I told you I was a
Hey, I'll be
creepy
right
abyss monster. You were warned. There was a disclaimer.
That makes it Selena's turn.
All right, I have an important question.
Yes.
Does an unconscious, not quite dead, but clearly unmoving person count as can that count as a possession?
In regards to like
You know why I'm asking this, I think.
What is the wording of the spell?
The wording of the spell specifically is, so all the spell says, it doesn't actually say anything about possessions. Briefly surrounded by silvery mist, you teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see. It doesn't say it, but assumedly your possessions and items you're carrying come with you.
Yes, possessions and items you carry come with you.
Yes.
People do not.
Okay.
Because
a dead person is an object that you are carrying.
It's true.
I don't
but
know if an unconscious person is.
The way I sort of imagine Misty Step working is it has to be small enough for you to be carrying it in a pocket or on your back, like something not very big for you to take it with you because it's only a single person teleport.
That's fair. I tried.
It's your 5 foot space.
You couldn't
I
take
appreciate the effort.
You couldn't take a piano with you if you Misty Stepped.
That would be the type of use for the spell my other character would want to use.
Theoretically, though, by that logic, if you had a pixie in a bottle on your belt loop, you could teleport with that.
Yes, because it's like on your belt.
All right.
If you had Navi, you could teleport with Navi.
Selena wouldn't want to teleport with Navi, though. Hey, Selena.
Good
Hey,
job
Selena.
with the cruelty
Hey,
dissensions thing, Link. Also, the fairies in a bottle are useful. Navi is not.
I will then. Why the fuck did I take True Strike as a cantrip? What's wrong with me?
Because you wanted to make sure somebody else could hit things?
Because you can True Strike and then Quicken Spell. With
Oh, that's right. It was because I wanted to be able to manipulate a lot more advantage, and that ties into Fate and Luck. But it's a useless spell. I will. Shit, everything I have requires is ranged.
Get out of there.
Fuck it,
Save
I'm
yourself.
going to-
He is seriously okay.
No.
These situations are why Shocking Grasp is a useful cantrip.
It is.
Yeah, but it doesn't. That one didn't do fire. I'm going to
I know, right?
cast. I'm going to cast Chaos Bolt.
That's why you make a Burning Grasp variant.
I mean, theoretically, lightning is a form of plasma, which implies a lot of heat.
And I'm going to Tides of Chaos so that my disadvantage for being within
Okay.
is negated.
Let me read Tides of Chaos real quick.
It gives you advantage on one attack roll, ability check, or save.
No, I get that. I'm looking for my benefit. I'm looking at it.
Oh.
Well,
you told me I'm rolling that once every turn anyways.
Yeah, I just want to know if I can just activate it now. Or if I need to wait.
God damn it. I mean, if I shrink something within the immediate distance, that could work out to my benefit. Because then I can grab Nyx and Misty Step my little red ass
Please
away.
let me die to a fireball from the Chaos Sorcerer.
Oh no.
So just because of how I read the ability, it looks like the ability for the DM to trigger something becomes active after.
Yeah, it becomes active after the roll. So
yeah,
roll a d20.
Okay.
Don't roll a 1.
So much.
It's just a regular wild search.
Gee, me roll a 1. How could that happen? Okay, I
You
did.
didn't roll a 1. All right, so make your
Spell goes off.
16.
a 16 hits.
Hey!
Nice.
Murder this thing.
And I'm casting it at level... Sorry, I didn't say I was casting it at level 2, because I still have a sorcery point left, so I can get enough... Wait, no, that doesn't work.
Spend a bonus action to do that, I believe?
No, it was something different. I'm trying to work out my spell economy, because I have 1 first level spell and 1 second level spell right now. No, I'm casting it at level 1. So that is... 7, and it can be either 6 or 1. What are 6 or 1?
I forget so often that
6
sorcerer.
acid damage.
6.
Because I'm guessing that poison does not hurt the shadow.
7 acid damage.
Or 7 acid damage, yes. 7 acid damage.
So yeah, you and just this glob of green acid and just burns away a bit at him.
Say, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this?
Mostly because it's in your face.
I keep forgetting the sorcerers can turn spell slots into sorcery points and vice versa.
Yes, and I am using my last sorcery point to give myself a first level spell slot back. That first level spell slot back.
Alright.
And that is my action.
Baldrin.
Well, actually, what's the movement speed of my? I don't think I can reach.
It's 20 feet.
Yeah, I don't think I can move the.
No, it's 20-foot range.
Spiritual weapon.
It can move 20 feet.
I think it's 30 feet, but
It's 20. It's slightly shorter than a normal person can walk.
Yeah.
Okay. Either way, let's move over here and swipe at this thing.
All right, make an attack.
Spiritual weapon. 23.
23 hits.
6 force damage.
The spiritual hammer. There's a sort of an explosion as it hits it. The thing sort of lurches forward, almost looking like it's going to fall onto Selena. Just lurching forward, and then it rights itself and turns around.
Unfortunately, that was my bonus action, so I can't healing word. Can I actually reach Nyx?
I mean, you are
I'm
10
not
feet away.
How far off the ground am I?
Yeah, that's my question. Can I reach high enough?
Yeah, it's like a little above your head, but you can you just stand up and grab.
So I will reach up and cast Cure Wounds on Nyx. Flame of life is not extinguished this day. 7 healing.
Right, and as the 7 points of healing flow into Nyx, those wounds, and the shadow that was leaking out of Nyx stops leaking.
I like to imagine that Boldrin's healing feels like a fire in your belly. Because he is a forge cleric.
Alright, that makes it Hope's turn.
So overdramatic clerics. I'm gonna use my bonus action to rage, because F this. And I'm gonna action to slash at the arm that's holding Nyx.
Where are you moving?
Or the tendrils.
You're not quite in range yet.
I'm not. I'm gonna move then. I'm gonna move here.
You could. I believe you have enough room if you want to move around to get flanking with.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah. And and she's too far off. I use my bonus action. That's just not gonna do it. So scimitar.
All right. You have advantage, so roll.
I do. That's right. That's even worse.
Fortunately, your advantage means you don't natural 1, but a 10 does
Sweet.
miss. As you just sort of swing at it, and where you swing, the black mist just sort of parts and reforms behind the blade.
Thank you for not natural oneing while hitting the hand that I am in.
Does spiritual weapon get advantage because it's flanking with Selena?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'll remember that next time.
Yes, it does. It is a threatening entity, and it is attacking. So that makes it 5's turn.
Okay, 5 is going to firebolt it because why not, right?
All right,
5 bolt.
Firebolt.
Wait a minute. Why didn't it do the thing? There we go.
All right, 16 hits. Roll damage. As you guys are sitting there pummeling this thing.
I know, I can't wait till it decides, alright, I'm done with this, and just, like, one-shots us all in one action.
Explosion! You're all dead!
Like a shadow-tinged fireball or something like that. Centered on itself that it is immune to because shadow.
No, I gotta plan next round. Y'all gotta stay away from me. So.
All right, anything else you're doing, 5?
No, that's it.
Right.
Thank you.
Corbin.
All right. I am conflicted.
Okay.
Status effect conflicted.
Yep.
Have disadvantage on all intelligence and wisdom saves.
Yeah, pretty much right now. Yeah, no. I'm gonna come up to here and stab at it with my spear.
Alright, so you run up on this shadow beast. Ready your spear.
Let's see.
Make an attack with advantage because you are flanking with Selena.
Yep. 14.
14 hits it.
Awesome.
You jab the spear in, and it finds something more substantial than shadow.
10 piercing.
Nice.
You rip it back out.
And yeah, I should have said that before. Yeah, I'll action surge.
Okay.
Wait, what can I do as a bonus action before I do that?
Action surge.
Action surge is just take another action.
Yeah.
It doesn't a bonus action to do.
Yeah, I should have done that before too. Because I can increase the range, so I could be 10 feet away and just poking at it. But instead of being right next to it.
I mean,
But yeah, I'll just action surge and do another hit.
All right. A 9, however, misses as you you stab back in for that same spot, and it just sort of raises its elbow and knocks the spear out of the way. Using
without advantage.
Using the arm that's holding Nyx, just Nyx goes swinging slightly.
Nyx club.
That makes it its turn, and it turns around and brings its free hand overhead and down at Corbin. Does a 15 hit you?
No.
All right, so yeah, you jump out of the way as this shadowy fist into the ground next to you, and then
Thank you, shield.
Swings it around to try to hit Boldrin. 23, I think, hits Boldrin.
Yes, it does. Even if I had shield as a spell right now, it would hit me.
You take 13 bludgeoning damage. Is it?
Good thing I was at full health.
And it just collides, and you feel the impact, and it's a very strange feeling. You've been punched before.
Not by shadow.
Not by shadow, no. And that makes it Nocta's turn, who continues her run out and out of view.
Yeah, you better run, bitch!
As it turns out, if you're not made of shadow, you might have some survival instinct.
Death means something to you if you bleed.
That's why I was conflicted.
Uh-huh.
I
feel like she might not be running
chase
from
her
us,
down.
guys. We shouldn't actually damage her all that much.
No, but we might have.
That makes it Nyx's turn. Nyx, you are awake in the grasp of this beast.
He's now holding a black bear.
So yeah, as you shift into a black bear, which is a large creature, you just sort of, by virtue of being larger, break free of its hold. Let me acquire a black bear token for you.
Run! Run! Run like there's no tomorrow!
You realize I'm still within its threatened range, right?
Yes, but you also have extra hit points because you just changed into a beast.
I'm pretty sure when I drop my beast shape, I can't keep running.
I don't know that.
I do like the
Why wouldn't
idea
you?
of a druid just like, while being held aloft by someone, turning into a blue whale on top of them.
just. All right. You now have control of Bear Nyx,
Thanks.
and you can.
No, I don't. No.
You do.
Oh, yeah. No, I do. Okay. Baronix has 19 hit points.
Run! Run like there's no tomorrow.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Let me check. Yes, 19 hit points.
Because 2 hits will take your ass down, probably.
Why the hell do I have to run first? I'm pissed.
You also have advantage on attacking it if you so desire.
Are you at the point where you can druid shape as a bonus action?
Oh,
I don't remember.
that's
That's
right.
like
No,
Don't
that's right.
think so. I think it's an action to druid shape.
B shape
Yeah, unless you're
is an
circled.
action.
Otherwise, I would dodge and run.
Never mind.
Are you Circle of the Moon?
I am
No.
Circle of the
Twilight.
Darkness.
Land.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not a base book circle.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, full action.
So that makes it
I'm
Selena's
the
turn.
necromancy circle.
Oh, Circle of the Dead.
Twilight.
Essentially.
Circle of the Twilight. Alright.
Yeah. So based on all of that advice, I have my
Yeah,
You still have movement.
Yeah, you still have your movement.
movement.
I don't think you can cast in bear shape yet.
No, that's like that. I don't think I ever get that, but that's like
No.
17th level
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
These spells is 18th level, actually.
Okay, I was close for not looking at reference
And
material.
it is something that you get. It's something all druids get, beast spells.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just.
So is Baron Nyx on that side now? He moved.
Yes, Bear Nyx is where Bear Nyx
Why the
is.
hell not? I have 40
Okay.
feet of movement.
Okay. All right.
Where
Alright.
the fuck can I run?
Are you gonna barrel past me?
I'm probably.
That was terrible.
It was.
That was terrible.
All right. Bear Nyx is.
Absolutely unbearable.
All right, so
So,
Bear Nyx
run
puts
up
an attack of
towards
opportunity.
5, sort of growl in her direction and sort of shove my head in the away direction.
So what
And
is your
continue my
what is
additional
what is your AC
if
as a
I-
what is your AC as a bear?
11.
All right, so you do get hit, and you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
See, you're fine.
Don't drop form. Unless he has an ability, I keep running. So,
Nope, you keep running.
and then additional 10 feet to there. So there's a
Alright.
retreating bear running away from the fight.
That makes it Selena's turn.
All right. So, for my action, I am 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. I am Misty stepping to there.
Okay.
Is it Misty Step a bonus action?
It's my bonus action, yes, but either
All
way. No, that is a valid point because that still gives me an action.
Yep.
Which I'm not going to use because I only have one spell slot left, and I'm sorry, y'all, but someone needs a shield in case they get attacked. So,
Cantrip.
Selena is. Yes, she will cantrip. She will make a show of like she's trying to help.
Damn.
Make a good show of it.
So
A natural 20 hits.
For 8 damage.
All right. So yeah, you vanish in the mist, reappear elsewhere, rear back, and just launch this ball of flame at it, and it impacts, fire scattering across its chest.
5, 30. And she is bugging the fuck out.
And
screw you all.
That makes it Boldrin's turn.
All right. The hammer is going to shift over here to provide flanking with Corbin.
Hammer down.
And we'll swing with the weapon. Has an advantage. Natural 20.
Yeah!
20 on the spectral weapon.
Nice.
14 force damage.
So, how would you like to do this?
Yes! There's something about the Forge Cleric is they have a lot to do with fire, and I just want the blacksmith's hammer that this is to ignite in flames as it beats the monster into the ground like shaping a sword.
Okay. So, hang on one second. So the spiritual weapon swings around to the other side and rears back, and as it does, it sort of rears back as if something is holding it, and as it rears back, it just sort of bursts into flame, and in the shadow of the flame, you all just sort of vaguely see the silhouette of a massive dwarf holding this hammer aloft as it comes swinging down like a comet, smashing into this creature, first at the head, and then just cleaving through it. Something bludgeoning weapons aren't known for doing. With this resounding, radiant explosion as the flames erupt and this hammer hits the ground, cracking the ground underneath the creature as it and dissipates into shadow.
The Forge Father is with us this day.
And as it dissipates, 5 and Nyx, the two of you hear in the back of your head, well, that was disappointing. But don't worry. I will find you again. Eventually, when you are alone, and all these people have left you, and you are isolated, I will find you, and I will take that which is mine. And as that sentence ends, you feel that pressure that has been in you since earlier this morning fade. And you no longer feel that impulse from whatever darkness may have been inside you.
Get bent, Shadows.
And after it has dissipated, Nyx thinks back. Yeah, fucker, I'm never alone. That's what the fucking abyss is for.
There doesn't seem to be a response.
Yeah, that's why I waited until it dissipated.
As soon as that thing was smashed to bits, Corbin would drop his spear and shield and turn to where the chick was running. She's like, what, 120 feet away? 100 something?
She is beyond sight currently.
Oh, okay.
This is a clearing in a forest, and she's past the tree line.
Damn it.
If I start dashing that way, the rogue, she's still she's out of sight.
You can try, but you don't know where she... Like, after she hit the tree line, you don't know what direction she went.
At that point, you wouldn't be chasing her, you'd be tracking her.
Yeah. Okay. I run that way because I'm still angry.
All right. Takes off.
Yep.
Heading toward the tree line.
Corbin we go with.
All right, Corbin follows after.
All right.
I'm looking.
There's a bear with 40 feet of movement and a dash action who's also trotting along.
Right.
Yeah.
So you run into the woods. Make me perception checks as you get past the tree line. See if you notice anything.
Selena specifically does not.
Nope.
And stares after the others like they've lost their fucking minds.
Natural 20.
I got a natural 1.
So
Guys, there's trees. She could be anywhere.
Corbin, you see
20.
You see some foliage off to one side start rustling, and you're like, there, right there, they're hiding. Hope, you sort of you run out into the forest and you start looking around, and you don't see anything. And then just sort of in your periphery, you see something move. You turn and there's nothing there.
Stop.
Oh wait, I have advantage right now because I'm a bear. Sorry. Nah, it doesn't matter.
No.
And Nyx, you not getting anything.
Stop.
5 hasn't moved, by the way. She's just kind of standing there.
The 5, Selena, and Boldrin are still in the clearing.
Boldrin kind of clutches his holy symbol and lets the spiritual weapon fade and just... Thanks to the Forge Father for this glorious victory.
As it fades, it like sort of turns upside down and shifts as if somebody was hanging it on a rack. And then dissipates. So Hope has just gone, stop.
Stop. I saw something.
I'll look for tracks.
Yeah, I'm looking in the direction that I saw whatever out of my peripheral vision.
Right. So are you looking or are you heading that way?
I'm still looking right now because our party split. And
anyone who wants to make a tracking check can make a survival check. Anyone that wants to just look without tracking, make a perception check.
All right. Perception's better for me anyway, so let's do that.
19.
Yeah, that one's terrible. 7.
So really quick, while Boldrin is thanking for, Selena pulls out her symbol to dig out. It's like, I swear to God, these people are obsessed with jumping right towards you, and it's not going to be on me when they make it. I'm telling you right now.
Which symbol are you talking to?
Dagoth.
Dagoth? Oh.
Dagoth.
Just... the Lord of Death, who is worshipped, so.
Yes.
So next you start looking for tracks and you find footsteps and you sort of and just follow these tracks and they lead to behind a tree and then terminate.
Swipe it behind the tree.
You claw the tree.
We've got something going on over here. I'm going to yell back to the rest of the group.
Good to know.
Actually, I'm just going to climb up the
Keep
tree.
me updated.
All right. Bear Nick
Because I'm
starts
fair
climbing
right
a
now,
tree.
and that seems like the reasonable approach.
Bear Nick climbs a tree.
I'm gonna pull out my longbow.
All right. You pull out your
And shoot a
longbow.
black bear. Just kidding.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was hunting.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can't take the bear pelt from a beast shape.
I know.
All right, so we've done our job here. I think we should just head back.
I mean, we
Cultists all
found out-
dead. Killed a weird shadow thing. The lady ran. The other guy disappeared into smoke. We're all good.
Yeah, but if we were to catch the other person, they could maybe shed some light, but I guess we'll just have the robes and stuff from the other cultists are still there, right?
Yes.
Okay, we'll just have to take that stuff back and see if there's any markings.
I've started gathering all that stuff.
Listen,
up.
it's not our fault if these cultists just keep cropping up places. We did our job here.
Boldrin, make
We did
me
the
a
ranger's
religion
job.
check.
Yeah.
All right. Do I have proficiency in that? Apparently, oh, I do have proficiency in that. Hey. Cleric. 21. I didn't mean to roll with
You don't have
advantage, but it's the
advantage
first thing I rolled.
So yeah, you wander over to these to the robes and start shifting through them, and you find a couple of them had holy symbols. And you look, and it's weird. It's a gold band ring with a block of obsidian in the middle of it, which you know is the symbol of Eidos. But it's the obsidian is two different stones that's been like forced into this band. Normally the symbol is just a single piece of obsidian with a little band around it.
So there's a crack between the two pieces, basically.
It's not even like a crack. It's like
It's two separate pieces specifically
pieces
put in.
of stone that were put into this thing, which has religious symbology, but you don't know what it is. Like, it's definitively, it is similar to the symbol of Eidos, but it is distinctly not the symbol of Eidos.
And like Boldrin's idea of like to represent one piece that is broken into two is like to him it seems like a sundering, because he's a smith. That's what that looks like to him.
That is entirely an accurate read for you.
Start walking back to the group.
Yep. Yeah.
Selena will go over and take a look at it as well.
You can make a religion check if you like. You make a perception check.
Yep.
Whatever you want.
Religion is actually my much better roll between those two.
Check.
18.
It looks like a symbol of Eidos, but it doesn't look. It doesn't look like somebody was trying to fake. Like, for your knowledge in particular, it doesn't look like somebody was trying to fake a symbol of Eidos.
Right. Can I see it?
Certainly.
Take out my symbol of Eidos and compare the two.
Yeah. It is distinctly two separate, clean-cut semicircles that have been placed into it. And now that you're sort of looking at a representation and then the thing, this is two different types of obsidian. Like one is distinctly lighter than the other.
Can I get a nature roll to identify what the difference between the two is? Natural 20, which gives me a 22.
So, you know that typically obsidian is harvested from volcanoes.
Right. I'm a fire genasi, so it makes sense that I automatically know this
obviously
stuff.
You know that. You know that you also know that Underhome is currently the only source of obsidian in Gran Terra, but that the Abyss occasionally spits out things that aren't quite right. The only thing, like, looking at these two, you imagine that one half of this is obsidian that was summoned out of the Abyss,
And one
the
half
other
is
half
here.
came from Underhome.
Interesting.
5, there's a bear sitting next to you.
5, there's a bear sitting next to you.
5's cool with it. She's just...
Yeah.
5? 5.
The bear sounds like it might be sick. The bear is very injured, so there's reason for that sound.
I feel like someone's trying to. I mean, the symbolism of that is pretty obvious.
Wait, what is it?
So look at this.
Take
See
a
how
look
it's
at
the two
it.
different. Here's what a normal symbol of Vilas looks like.
Okay.
I only begin to wonder briefly why you have a symbol of Eidos.
At that
Because
point, Nick will drop
Eidos
the
is-
shape, and he's just kind of lying on the ground.
Are you are
Do you have a
prejudiced
problem
against followers
with-
of Eidos?
No, I'm just wondering. You've also pulled out a couple of other different symbols.
I haven't committed. I'm seeing other people at the moment religiously. So,
I see.
What?
There may be
so part of
fusing
that
things
is
together.
yeah. So think about the symbolism of that. Something that's established from the world that is here and is
It's symmetry.
and something that is from the abyss. Merging those two into a representation of the goddess of shadow.
It's symmetry. There's these two halves, and then there were two of them. One of them speaking, and one of them acting, physical. There's two halves.
So, just as a clarification, because you would know this,
Mhm.
Eidos's domains are entropy, chaos, destruction.
Entropy. I'm sorry. Yes.
And well,
sorry.
and,
I have a lot of gods listed on my sheet. So
and entropy,
Entropy, yes.
entropy, chaos, destruction, and rebirth
yes.
are her 4 domains.
Yes. So
The goddess of entropy.
the something from here and something from the abyss coming together to form the goddess of entropy and rebirth. There's significance there.
Maybe.
Hope you can make a religion roll if you want.
Yeah. I
There's
would.
no way that that's. I mean, this is very clearly specifically made that way.
It is, but
So
I personally
20.
see it more as something that's been. Well, the two pieces have been brought together from separate places. The crafting, the positioning of them seems like a break in the usual sim.
So
It's
Hope,
broken in plain.
Mhm.
I mean, you're not a particularly studied religious person. You just
No.
happen to know about religion because of what you are. You do know that one of the common folk beliefs, sort of throughout the city, is that the abyss is an aspect of Eidos. That like it's something of hers, and to you that would seem appropriate. It would seem appropriate to make a symbol made out of obsidian from the abyss. It's
Right.
You're not certain what the symbolism of 2 different halves of obsidian is. You would think it'd be the whole piece, not just half of it.
Yeah.
So there, you can definitely agree that there is some sort of symbolic meaning to this. You just don't know what it is.
Yep. It's weird.
Yep.
But we just take it back with us. Because
Go figure.
This
Cultists
is-
are weird.
cultists, yep. We just take this back and hand it over to them and
Is there more than one of
make
these?
sure we get paid.
Make me an investigation check.
You got your priorities set.
7.
Thank you.
You do find another one.
Okay. I am taking it.
Right.
We only need to supply one, and I find this very interesting.
Well, I suppose we should be making our way back then.
Yeah. What we
Let's rest
found.
at my place
Back
tonight on the
to
way
the
back, and then we can head from there.
Five,
Sounds
you
like a
coming?
plan.
5.
I'll
Just
take it
as
a
long as
yes.
there's no weird whispering and, you guys running into the middle of nowhere after things again.
Yeah. Still got
I
that rope
came
and
with
card.
a clear disclaimer label. Weird shit happens around me.
All right.
They
and
didn't.
yes,
They did not tell us
weird
that.
shit happens.
Well, I told
And-
you when I realized you hadn't gotten the disclaimer. I'm sorry
Yeah,
your
the
boss
weird shit
sucks.
started to happen.
All right. Let's go back.
All right. So you gather up the robes and the 2 icons that you found of these cultists that are gone.
Yep.
And head back towards the abyss, I'm assuming, or are you head towards the river?
Back to, like I said,
Right.
we need to make camp for the night at some point. We can do it at my place.
All right.
Cool.
You
Lead
head
the way.
back towards the abyss. As you do, Nyx, something just sort of moves out of the corner of your eye, and you look, and nothing's there.
Second I see movement out of the corner of my eye, there's a moonbeam in that direction.
All right, so as you guys are
Right
walking
now,
along,
I'm really sorry.
as you guys are walking
Moonbeam is
along,
best spell.
Moonbeam lances out off to one side, cuts through some bushes, rabbits scatter.
Okay.
So is that just more of the
Attack
weird
roll.
stuff, or there, Nyx? Is that just some more of the weird stuff?
I thought I saw something.
So you're
Does
First
Moonbeam come
instinct is
down?
Out of the corner of your eye?
Yeah, after someone's been trying to possess me and telling me that I am something of theirs, yes. My first instinct is to shoot and then ask questions.
All right.
Actually, I don't care about the answers.
Just that I saw something.
I don't know.
So keep walking.
yeah. Keep walking.
You keep walking. And eventually you get back to Nyx's little campsite on the edge of the abyss. Sort of on rocky ground just outside, in sort of a rocky area between the forest and the thing. It's sort of an upward slope, and Nyx's campsite is sort of in the like sort of the down, sort of in the shadow of the slope, kind of, not too far close to, not too close to the forest, not so close to the abyss that you'd roll over and off while you're asleep,
Yeah,
but right there in the
That's
middle.
we should be safe from him if he tries again tonight, given that we're here.
We
Been
killed
safe here
him.
for a few years.
Yeah, we killed.
He's dead.
Well, he talked to us. I
If
don't know if he's dead.
his
see a
physical
corpse.
body died, his essence remained in some significant capacity.
But we didn't see a corpse. I'm not going to guarantee that anything like that creature is dead until we can see its corpse.
All right.
What he said.
Hope, make a nature check.
Okay. Not great at nature. See.
And then Nyx will show him around.
Yeah,
so
that's
this
a
is the
6.
fire pit. That's
I
where
don't
you
like-
cook
I don't like
food.
the woods.
This is the little bathing area
Um,
if you need to.
You're thinking of you're just thinking about that Umbra currently. You know he was an ASMR.
Yep.
That's pretty much as you're thinking about it, that was a weird ASMR, not one that you recognize.
Okay. Yep.
So Watch figuring out time.
Yep.
I'll take the watch deepest at night. So
I mean, just to, no
I'm gonna
offense intended to individuals who this references, but I feel like people who have been compelled to rush into the wilderness should not be put on watch together.
Fair
Or
enough.
alone. Yeah. I agree.
5. Are you okay with that?
She nods her head.
All right.
So, Waldron, you're doing whenever dead of night is. Second watch, then, I guess.
sure.
I can see real well. I'll take third.
I guess I'll take first watch. Seeing as how I can't see in the dark like all you special folk
Oh.
without a torch.
I mean, should
I
you be
can
paired with
see in the
somebody who
dark just
can't
as well
then?
as you can.
You got spells to
Nick
change
will-
that.
You can turn into a
No,
bat.
I really don't right now.
I feel like you should probably be paired with somebody who can then. Because it's all dark.
You recall you are on the edge of the abyss, so it doesn't actually get that dark.
I understand that, but
Twilight.
Selena's trying to manipulate a situation so she gets paired with somebody in particular. So, thank you for making me lampshade that.
That was
Already has a
for
watch.
that was
then.
for everybody. because
Yes, I know.
everybody knows that fact.
Yeah.
It's dim light, which means that those of us with dark vision can see like it's bright light.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Then if anything,
So how about-
the cast magic, join me on watch. Go for it.
How about you? So, put you on third with, because you can see in dark, right? Pretty well.
Yes.
I can take first, and then I don't know. I guess 5 with Baldrin and Nyx with me.
Works for me.
Cool.
Works.
All right. So first watch is Selena and Nyx.
Yep.
So the rest of you settle down to sleep, slightly uncomfortable because you are way closer to the edge of the world than any of you have ever slept before.
Right.
Nyx isn't sleeping. That's why I can say that. And Selena and Nyx, you're on watch.
Yep.
Nick will
wait-
probably start the watch doing a few really short rituals that you may have noticed him do before, but sort of expanded,
It's
drawing a
never
few of
gonna
these
stop.
runes. Especially not with the pretty boy. Drawing a few of these runes around the campsite.
I feel like Nyx gets misgendered in universe. Like,
Oh yeah, probably. Like, they look very androgynous. They look like the white-haired anime boy.
like, is that a boy or a girl? Who cares?
So yeah, she watches for a little bit, more or less long enough for everybody else to fall asleep. So you came out of the abyss, right?
I hope so. Because in addition to the fucked up people that fucked up magic stuff, there are the
Mhm.
fucked up normal people that did things. And I'd
Right.
really rather those people be on, no offense intended to your own abyss-born nature, the other side of existence. Or at least separate. Less likely that they exist in this world.
Right. No offense taken. Believe me, that's the least bad thing I've been called. So what do you know about this whole about the whole thing? Because I've tried to figure it all out. And try to look into it. And I'm curious on your take.
I know that from a practical standpoint, the Abyss does occasionally spit out things, items,
Mm-hmm.
even living creatures, people of full awarenesses and lives that they come from. And I know that, John, correct me if any of this isn't stuff I know, but it's stuff we discussed my character knowing. So I know that what people know can be somewhat disparate. Like, it's not like every Abyssborn remembers the same cities in the same world. But,
Right.
The Abyssborn. But, well, I don't actually know where I'm from, but sometimes two Abyssborn might share memories of the same place, or even memories of each other. I know that the Abyss itself is an entity from which I draw power. It is an aspect of nature in the way that the trees or the grasslands is, at least from my perspective.
So, do you think that somebody comes out, they've got all these memories. They're impossible, but they're memories. Do you think those people that they knew, they have memories of knowing? Do you think they still exist too?
I would venture a guess that not everyone. Don't take this the wrong way, but people who say they come from cities of thousands of people, not all of those thousands of people are going to be here just sort of unnoticed around the corner.
Right.
But I don't think it is certainly, at least theoretically, possible that multiple people who share a past were there before and are here now. That the identities the Abyss either creates or draws people from when it brings them here do not always exist in a vacuum, at least as I understand it. Is there something particular? Someone?
She frowns a little bit. I mean, let's just assume we're talking theoretically here. And if we're not talking theoretically, it's probably not. So the person who may or may not exist in question is probably not someone that you know. So, no offense, I don't see how that. I don't know if you'd be able to help with that.
I'm just hoping that the people from my past aren't here.
Oh, I really want someone I knew to be here. So much.
Most people do.
But yeah. Okay. I've just been wondering. I've been curious because if anybody I've met's gonna know, I figure you're better than anybody else to know.
The one who's dedicated most of their
Exactly.
life to
You know.
the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't talk to the people who worship the light side, pointing off in a direction. If you want to know what's going on. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll go back to her own thing and selling from that point.
Nyx, make me a nature. With advantage.
$16.
So, talking about the abyss and having this conversation, somewhere in the back of your mind, something clicks. And as Selena steps back away and you go back to whatever you were doing, you sort of think about it, and the feeling you got off of the creature that was summoned and the feeling you got off of Umbra both remind you of that feeling you get from the abyss. It didn't really ring clearly.
That would make sense.
It didn't really ring clearly previously because the whatever is inside of you was sort of tugging and distracting. But now that you've had a moment to collect yourself and think, you got the same feeling. And the voice, while the words were not the same language, the voice in your head was the same voice that you have heard before from the abyss.
Okay.
And so that sort of rings across your brain as you go back to your watch.
It's fine.
All right. And first watch eventually comes to an end. We pass along to second watch, which is Boldrin and 5.
So I feel like most of the watch is Boldrin looking at 5 and being like, okay, this is a hammer. Can you say that? Hammer.
5.
No, hammer.
5.
And here's the entire watch is me trying to get 5 to say something other than 5 or Papa, and Jeremy, you're muted.
This is the greatest conversation that has ever happened.
Hammer 5. Hammer 5. Hammer 5.
It's basically the entirety of the watch, unless you want us to do something else. Unless you want us to roll for something.
Both Boldrin, give me a charisma check. 5, give me an intelligence check or saving throw. Both of you.
So you said charisma saving throw for me?
Yep.
12.
8.
You're understanding each other. You're not getting any. You're not getting anywhere with the trying to get more words, but you're starting to understand bits of 5's intonation.
Okay, I'm understanding what the 5s mean.
And 5, you're starting to understand a bit what this guy is saying.
It's mostly just hammer.
Mostly just hammer. But
5 thinks it's weird that when people try to get her to talk, they want her to say words because then they just sound ridiculous. Like, she knows that people don't walk around having conversations like, hammer, hammer. She just knows she can't say anything else, but she knows that's not how people talk.
So you're sort of getting that. You're starting to get that sense from 5 as you work through this exercise.
I'm learning Groot speak.
You are learning 5 speak. All right.
Beautiful thing.
And second watch eventually comes to an end, and Hope and Corbin are up on third watch.
While I'm trying to teach this, am I able to discern whether or not this speech problem is like a magically induced curse, or if it's just something that something that 5 never learned to speak other words, or if it's actually something that's weird just with 5 particular.
Make a medicine roll.
Medicine 19.
5.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Is your inability to say words other than those two physiological, traumatic experience, or magical curse?
A combination of the last two.
So some sort of traumatic experience plus a magical event have rendered 5 unable to communicate properly.
If only I could find out what those were.
You just from a medical like just from your interactions, you can determine a little bit. You obviously can't determine the source without going into 5's memories.
Yeah, and like there's nothing physiologically preventing 5 from saying other words. They don't have a voice box that can only make those sounds.
Correct.
No, she could probably say a whole lot of things, but
That's the
she
only
can't. She can't say a lot of other things.
Physically, yes. Mentally, and magically, no.
There's something in the way. Yeah.
Yep. All right. And third watch comes to an end. Second watch comes to an end. Third watch begins. Hope and Corbin.
Pretty much just
Nice
sitting
fighting,
there.
by the way. Yeah, nice fighting, by the way.
Thanks. Yeah, you too.
Thanks.
You got a couple good
And that's
stabs
it.
in.
That's
Yep.
the entire conversation.
All right. And so third watch passes mostly in silence.
Oh, I also called the Umber dude a punk because he told us to run, and then we killed that thing so fast.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And
That's it.
just like
We really fucked that guy up, didn't we?
It's
Yeah,
just-
we did.
it's the last. It's the credits. It's the post-credits scene of the Avengers when they go for shawarma. Like it's just that scene.
That's just
But
For
just the
real.
two of you.
Yep.
basically it.
So yeah. So after a few more hours, everybody else wakes up.
Does that make Corbin Thor? Because Thor's the one who's like, this is really good.
This is really good. Yeah.
So are we the Guardians of the Galaxy or the Avengers?
I mean, right now, Guardians of the Galaxies, but that scene was from the Avengers.
Yeah.
I mean, we're a weird combination of all of the above.
I mean, I like
Because
the idea of the Avengers because that makes me Tony Stark.
5 is
Makes
Groot.
sense.
I'm Scarlet Witch.
No, now we have to figure this all out.
Hope is Hulk.
Hope is Hulk. I want
God.
to say that Nyx is Dr. Druid, but I'm not going to insult Nyx that way.
Anyways,
Yeah.
you all wake up, and you are prepared to continue on your way.
Cool.
And you all continue on your way.
Yes, we do. We get up,
after
stretch, brush
after
shit
about,
out of my hair.
after about half a day, you find yourselves back at the southern gate to Kor.
Well, that was fun.
Head through the gates.
Home sweet home.
That was
As
more
you
of a
get
hassle
back-
than it should have been.
Kor is much more of a bustling city than it was when you left, mostly because it's been a day or so since the attack, and everybody's basically gotten back to business. The Core Knight Rangers are patrolling the city. You see adventurers occasionally, shooting the breeze off to one side. You see a variety of sort of adventurers. There's a couple of different adventurers guilds in the city. The Lion's Heart Adventurers Guild. The Lion's Heart is prominent throughout the city still. And where are you making your way to?
The Rangers, because they're the ones that wanted the information. Well,
Yep.
Tithian too.
Yep.
Right.
So
We were given a place to go.
You head your way back to the Rangers' headquarters. Well, you're
Yep.
given a place to go. Whether or not you go there is a question.
let's say out of character, somebody's forgotten. I'm not gonna name names, but I think we all know who it is.
You make your way back to the Rangers' headquarters. And there's a sergeant at the desk doing paperwork. As you walk in, looks up. Oh,
Hey,
yes. The High Captain wanted to be informed when you guys arrived. Please, sit down.
all right.
Got any
And
more?
You can tell him we killed his cult for him.
you can
Oops.
tell him yourself, and he
All right.
reaches over and grabs a sort of a it looks kind of like a ornately carved statue of a horn. Like, it's not actually a horn, but it's a statue of a horn.
So it's a spike.
He reaches over and no, like a
Yeah.
trumpet horn. And he reaches over and holds it up to his mouth as if he's going to blow into it, and just mutters something. Puts it back down. And after a few minutes, High Captain Lorian walks into the lobby. Ah, yes, you're all back. So, what happened?
I mean, short version, we killed your cultists.
Circle
Long
back.
version,
We're good.
well,
There's a bit of a story to tell.
Well,
And-
then, you can all come back into my office and tell it.
Shortcut, tell everything that
Yep,
happened.
he leads you back into your office. You tell him everything that happened.
Ooh, our office now.
Yeah, that's right. This is my office.
His office.
I kick him out.
Power stance. This is my place now.
And that's how the party died. So, are there any things that you are highlighting or leaving out in the telling of the tale?
Yeah, so got away.
We are definitely downplaying the I got possessed thing.
It depends on who's telling it.
Boldrin's fine with that.
5 tries to tell them, but just never
5.
mind. Yeah.
5.
5.
5.
That is
5.
5 by 5.
5.
5. 5.
5. 5.
This is
God.
not a TV drama that needs a telephone number. Anyways, um,
I mean, since it wasn't necessarily obvious in combat anyways, because she did, like, throw a really effective firebolt, she is not mentioning her motivations for bugging the fuck out of there, which was screw everybody else. Other than that, I don't think she has anything she's trying to hide.
okay. So downplaying the something is out there that can call me to it angle.
Yes.
And
Downplaying the running away.
and downplaying the running away. All right.
Yes.
So yeah, you guys relayed the information. All right. Well, thank you all for your service. Tithian has your reward waiting for you.
I would make sure that he knows that there's someone else
Yeah, they
missing.
got away.
There was an
Or-
escapee.
Do you have a description?
Yes.
Shadowy.
Mm,
Weren't they
The
men?
layout's the full description, which is basically black face mask, ponytail,
like
shit.
feminine
creepy Dex
figure,
lady.
solid black mask, white eyes.
Also, face. The mask was a face.
And the mask was not a face. Like
No.
her mask had no face.
we're describing the woman.
Yeah, Nocta had no
I thought
face.
we said that the two of them had masks that were faces, and the cultists didn't
So
have
Umbra's face looked like a mask.
Yes.
Nocta
It was a
had
face.
a mask.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was a face. It just looked like a mask.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll give a description of their weapon, so because that will be because we don't know what they look like. We don't know what their face looks like, but if you see somebody carrying around those pretty detailed weapons, seeing as how few of us got stabbed with them.
Okay. I will have my patrollers keep an eye out or occultist matching that description. Vague as it is, but it's something.
And they had these.
And I wouldn't necessarily
uh,
100% count on Mask Face Boy being actually dead.
Why is that?
We didn't see him.
Because as we said, when we killed him, he turned into a shadow monster. And we defeated the shadow monster, but when the shadow monster died, there wasn't really a body.
Okay.
No,
Was
I thought
there?
they were summoning. They were summoning the shadow monster.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
When he died,
we-
the ritual completed.
No, that's right.
mask-
That's right.
The
That's right.
mask-faced man just disappeared into a puff of smoke when we struck him down. We have no proof that he's dead.
Sorry, it was a big of puff into smoke, and then people turn into shadow monster, and
There was a lot
it was
of
really
smoke.
chaotic in there. And I'm good with chaos normally, but that was a weird kind of chaos.
Right. Well, we will have our patrollers on the lookout for both of those figures then.
Yeah.
Yes, and as I said, Tithian has your reward for you at the Lionheart Adventurers Guild.
Good.
You can report there for your reward, and we
Sweet.
thank you all for your service.
Pleasure.
Got
Alright, thank
anything
you
else
for
you guys
paying
can't
me,
handle,
Michael.
send it our way.
He just sort of gives Corbin a blank look. But the kind of blank look that reminds you that this man could tear you apart with his bare hands.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. And you are all free to leave.
Oh,
So
I need to hand him the extra holy symbol
Yeah, he,
as well.
he takes it. That's strange.
I'm keeping mine.
Yeah.
He looks at it. You don't happen to know what it means.
We've got a number
throw
of running
force my-
theories.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a number of running theories, but nothing solid.
I mean, yeah, I'll point out, actual obsidian from Underhome, abyss obsidian, matching together, symbolism, all the stuff that we talked about.
Yes, I will have a cleric look at this, and sorry, a cleric of Eidos look at this.
I say I am.
And yeah,
Of course
he
they
clarified.
do.
He clarified. I'll have a cleric of Eidos look at this and see if they can give me any further insight. Thank you. And he'll put it on his desk.
If you find out, let me know. I'm actually really curious about that one.
If
Taking
I
Selena
see you
out.
again, I will.
Sweet. I'm sure you will. I mean, I just have one of the. I tend to encounter
don't
authority
get
figures a
arrested
lot.
again.
Selena
Start
gets
trying-
pulled out by Hope and Nix.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Come on, I have to fuck with him a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
It's not like he was going to arrest me right there for being snarky.
So this Adventurers Guild thing, because you are in that, right? And I'm looking over it.
am.
Oh, yeah.
What's that? What do we have to do for that?
We just have to go there now.
Okay, but
Oh.
what is it?
It's where you go for work if you don't want to shovel shit or pound iron
Okay.
I
or
forgot to ask.
courier stuff.
Do I
I
have to
think-
sign
speaking-
anything? Do I have to make any promises? Like defending a city or something?
No.
Okay,
we're,
good.
we're adventurers, not soldiers.
Okay.
Speaking of pounding iron, did I get to make more work on Siegebreaker over the course of that last long rest?
You spent it talking to 5.
That's fair.
You specifically said that.
So you just squandered your long rest. Sorry.
I mean, it could have been like hammer, pound, 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 pound.
It absolutely could have been, but that's not what happened.
Because that would have been hilarious, because then 5 would have been like, 5! And then waved her hand in the air, just like you were doing.
Corbin, you don't have to roll.
Yeah.
There is sort of a contract that you sign with the Adventurers Guild, but it's mostly a mutual benefit contract. It's we provide you with room, board, leads on missions and quests and things like that, and in return you provide us with a portion of your rewards, whatever that may be. Like it's like 5% off the top of whatever. So if you get 3 chickens, they get 1. Whatever the reward may be.
That's not 5%.
That's not even close to 5%.
Yeah.
That's a lot more. I'm not sure about that.
I got 100 chickens, they would get 5.
Well, yeah, but
Also, if
as
I
close to 5
chicken,
as close to 5% as possible, which, if in the case of 3 chickens, is 1 chicken.
I cut off a wing and I hand it to them.
yeah.
If you get paid
still
in
living
chickens.
bird.
Most people get paid.
I
in
need to
money.
specify that if this is nixed, it's a still living bird. Let's just chop off the wing.
Yeah.
Here you go. That's a piece of a chicken.
Yeah, no, typically you get paid in gold. If you get paid in other things, 5%, whatever's reasonable. So,
Alright.
and then there's typically a registration fee, but Tithian already said that your registration fee was completing this mission.
Yeah.
So.
Ah. Alright.
Do you guys head to the Lionheart?
Yes.
So, yeah, it is not it is not hard to find. The Guild Hall of the Lionheart is sort of a monument within the city. Most of the major prime divine cathedrals are pretty big and important and opulent and obvious. The Adventurers Guild is only a step or two down from that. As you guys head down, it's further west in the city, more towards the wall, that separates the city from the abyss. It's sort of close to the wall that lines the docks to the north, and is just this massive. At first you might think it's a mansion, except for all of the flags hanging off of it. And like it's just like the sort of the most prominently is the signature flag of the Lionheart, which is a red flag with gold trim that has a golden lion on it. And then there are other different colored and different decorated flags, which Corbin knows these are other guilds that have been assimilated into the Lionheart over the years. They still got their flag represented, but it's all part of the Lionheart. And just a flood of people coming and going out of the front door. Like, just constant motion, constant activity at the front. And as you guys go in, you find that inside is pretty much the same. There's constant activity, in addition to there being decoration. It looks like on the first level of this building, it's been, like, sort of turned into a tavern. So there are tables and a bar at one end with people talking. There are notice boards on one side where people are sort of congregating, looking at what's available, and various adventurers. And you notice that almost everyone in here that looks like an adventurer has that red with a gold lion patch on their shoulder or on their cloak or somewhere representing the Adventurers Guild. And then there are also customers, people who are not wearing any sort of emblem but look like civilians or merchants or things like that, who are sort of mingling with folks. You do not immediately see Tithian on the floor, which is not unusual because while he does frequent the floor, he also has actual work that he does.
Yeah, as soon as I walk through the door, if the bottom floor is a tavern, he's like holds up his badge and flags down the nearest person that hands out drinks.
Yep. Yeah. A barman comes by with a tray and thing. Corbin, what can I do for you?
I'll just have a flagon.
Nope. Hands it out. It's on your tab. So.
Yep.
How do we get that?
And
With this, and I hold the badge.
How do we get that? And I pointed the badge.
I mean, all we got to do now is talk. All you guys have to do is talk to Tithian.
Where is he?
Do I know where his office is?
Yeah, his office is typically on the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
I say typically because occasionally magic happens and shit moves.
Yeah.
That's not intentional. It's just occasionally one of your adventurer guild buddies tries out a new spell and fucks something up.
Yeah.
For one reason or another.
Check this out, boss. I can do this. Well, I gotta move my office now.
It's like, and now you can fix it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is your room now. I get what used to be your room, and it's now my office.
Basically, so yeah. Currently, his office is on the 3rd floor.
Yeah. Last time I knew, it's this way, and I'll lead the way.
Yeah, you guys sort of forge a path through this crowd of people, heading to the stairs. On the stairs, a couple of folks. Oh, Corbin! And you sort of get occasional conversation as you're going down. A couple of people that you know recognize. One guy, Roland in particular, who sort of does double duty as a guildie and a ranger, is sort of passing you with his. He's got the green cloak of a Cornite Ranger thrown over one shoulder, where you can see the Adventurers Guild patch. And he sort of just comes by. He's been there. He's been for a while longer than you, and one of the more experienced guys. Pat you on the shoulder. Heard you guys had an interesting mission today.
Yeah, we went out the south gate and dealt with some shit.
We nailed it.
You know, because the Rangers couldn't handle it.
Hey! And he sort of jabs you with an elbow. Not all the Rangers are idiots. Just the new ones.
Sure.
I mean, you
We'll
still
go
wear
with
the cloak.
that.
Anyways, well, I'm going. Patch on the back and
Yep.
continues down the stairs.
Keep heading up.
You guys head up, and eventually you find yourself at the office of Tithian Leonhardt. And it has his name on the door.
So, assuming nothing in there blew up, this should still be his office. And knock on the door.
Boom, boom, boom. Enter.
Ooh. And open the door.
And yeah, you open the door, and there's Tithian. He's sitting. His armor is on a rack off to one side, with the spear sort of leaning against it. He's just wearing a regular tunic with the symbol on his shoulder, doing what looks like paperwork. Ah, Corbin, you and your group are back. So, I take
Hi.
it your mission was successful. Hello, whoever you are.
We didn't die. So yes.
That's good. Not dying is typically what we want out of our adventurers.
Mm-hmm.
If you had died, it would have been a blemish on your record. And
I
he
kind
sort
of like this guy, and I kind of don't.
He sort of grins.
Yeah, that's the right response.
All right.
But
So-
yeah,
I have rewards for you then. Assuming that you've already spoken with Lorian.
yep.
Yes.
He reaches down, opens up a drawer, and pulls out a sort of a medium-sized little like personal chest, and turns it, pushes it out towards the edge of his desk. That's for you. And he goes back
I
to
like
writing.
these sounds.
Yeah, me
I'm going for the chest.
You open it up.
too. Me
Yep.
too.
Inside there are 6 bags cinched. That you sort of pick one up, and there's the clink of gold inside. And as you pick one up, you see underneath it there are 6 badges as well. Well, 5 badges.
Yeah.
One of you already has one.
I got an extra. Guess I lose mine.
Sure, why not?
5 bites her badge.
It's mostly leather and metal.
She likes that.
Really interesting way to learn about new objects. It feels like it will be dangerous at some point, but
Oh, it'll definitely be dangerous at some point.
So,
Yeah.
you can take the... He just sort of like indicates the chest. You can have that. I don't need it.
Oh, good.
And we'll put out a stack of papers on the table. So, here is your
Put the badge
agreement. if you so choose, and most of you having taken those badges, I'm assuming you are choosing to join us, as was your part of your reward.
Oh wait, what's the stipulations first? As I prepare to put the badge down.
I'm taking the paperwork. Yeah.
Oh,
and
I never
reading
took
all of the
badge.
paperwork.
I just was watching 5.
So, if you would like to join our guild, it is very simple. We provide you room, board, and work. There's a job board downstairs you have access to. You have a tab at the bar, which is due monthly, but so long as you don't try to drink more than the guild's weight in alcohol, it typically isn't that big, although Yorgamon did try, and he was kicked out. So,
Was that the Goliath?
no, that was the Dragonborn.
Okay. I saw Goliath try to do it once too.
No. Well, he tried. Anyways.
Jordan got places.
He was a good adventurer. He just couldn't resist. Anyways, we provide you room, board, and work, and services required of adventurers. There we have an armorer on site that can repair your gear should it be very severely damaged. We have certain discounts with various establishments in the city. Also, we have sort of first pick when it comes to high-profile jobs that organizations throughout the city want. They tend to come to us first, and then the other guilds second. So, you typically get first pick of everything. Also, we provide a little bit of insurance for you. Basically, so long as you don't burn down the city or a major noble's house, we will cover for you in most occasions, which includes bailing you out of jail for unlawful imprisonment and things like that.
Useful.
In return, you give us a cut of your earnings. And also the prestige of having you as our gallant adventurers.
Do we have to wear the badge at all times?
You don't have to. Some, like Corbin here, just carry it as a badge. Some incorporate it into their armors. Most tend to take pride in being part of the Adventurers Guild. But
define earnings. Does that include absolutely everything, or just work for you? Through you. Any
quest that any reward for any job performed on behalf of the Adventurers Guild, we take 5%, round it up to whatever is closest to 5%.
Okay, but if
we did have a person try to give us the wing off of a chicken once, and I had to remind him that's not how rounding works. But
I think that is absolutely how rounding works.
Well,
that said, I'm sure the chicken minded, but that said, so what I'm understanding is, let's say theoretically I were to join and then stumble into some fortune somehow. You don't get 5% of that.
What you do on your own time is yours. We only care about what you do while representing us.
Fair enough.
What about leaving? What if we decide to leave? How does that work?
Stop carrying the badge around.
Well, your contract typically has a 1-month penalty, so if you leave before a month is up, you return your badge and anything, and immediately pay up anything that you owe us, which ends up being mostly your discounts and your bar tab. After that, you can leave whenever if you so desire, if you find you don't like the adventuring life, but we don't typically have too many people leaving. Most folks like it fine enough. If you have to get kicked out...
Insight check!
If
When he says we don't have many people leaving, does that mean that the people who leave die?
Well,
I mean,
make an insight check.
Selena's assuming that. Also, they don't leave because they go out on a mission and they never come back.
I don't have advantage, so it's just normal 11.
I mean, he seems to be being honest.
This is why adventurers guilds are always hiring.
Yeah, you could also ask me
what
turnover rate is.
If we have to kick you out, that's a different story. If we have to kick you out, we take everything off your back. mostly because you made us have to kick you out.
What gets you kicked out?
Don't find out.
Just
No.
hypothetical examples.
Well, hypotheticals.
Well,
We
in that
need
case, I'm good.
examples.
Attempting to murder a fellow guild member, attempting to murder a client without good cause, attempting to start riots throughout the city because as rioters,
the building under.
attempting to yes, certain sermons of drink our entire stock of alcohol for a year, trying to rip us off, attacking me. Well, attacking me doesn't get you kicked out so much killed, but regardless.
What if it's an accidental attack?
Well, if it can be explained and is an accident, that's fine.
Okay. I needed clarification on that because that has gotten me thrown in prison in recent days.
If we have
Magic is not always the easiest thing to.
we have more than
control.
a few people who have a little bit more of a chaotic tendency to their magic within the guild. My office has had to be moved several times because of them.
Okay.
That is not a kicking out offense.
Okay.
So yeah,
I mean, it
Well,
sounds
now I'm
mostly
part
like
of now I'm part of 2 guilds, so
that's
Good
fine.
for-
We don't have exclusive rights to anybody.
Do you keep records on these? Did these get published anywhere?
No, these are private.
Okay.
Mostly because we have more than a few people that moonlight, shall I say, in other activities. And we have sort of a don't ask, don't tell policy when it comes to what your extracurricular activities outside the guild are.
Okay, so that brings
out of
up an
character, is there a
important
thieves
question.
guild?
You don't know.
Out
It
of
would be very good
character,
thieves guild
as
if
a
you knew about 'em.
as a con artist, is there a thieves guild?
Make me a history roll.
Wait, does don't ask, don't tell have the same implications in this world?
No.
Okay.
20,
That's
That
not a
was
thing
going
people
to
have
be
worry
an
about.
not natural 20.
Not a natural 20? You don't know.
Interesting.
You've never actually sought them out.
Right.
Like you haven't gone around going, hey, is there a thieves guild? Hey, are you part of the thieves guild? Thieves guild, thieves guild, thieves guild, thieves guild. You've never done that. You're a little bit more cautious than that. You've mostly just been doing your own thing.
I mean, I would, yeah, because
None of the people,
all of her thieving, she's not a big fan of tithing as a rule.
none of the people that you have fleeced, have been part of a thieves guild, as far as you
Okay.
are aware.
So, I need to ask a clarification now that you've just given a don't ask, don't tell thing.
Mhm.
So let's imagine that in our life at some point, whether it's part of work for you or other, we come up against somebody who's a part of the guild and in their off time happens to be an evil master of destruction or
Yeah, what if someone tries to murder us?
Then you kill them.
okay, but you just said killing a guild member
I
is
said murdering
cause.
a guild member, and without good cause. If you have,
killing and murdering is really blurry.
killing in self-defense is not murder. If somebody's trying to kill you, kill them back.
Sounds good.
And then if there's any problem, we can bring their corpse back here and have the dwarf talk to him.
We have
In a-
ways. We have ways of.
Or
We have ways of ascertaining the truth of events. If you are forthright and honest, then you have nothing to worry about. And if you're not forthright and honest, we'll see. And he just sort of smiles specifically at Selena.
So he just thinks, okay, so put a dagger in their hand after they're dead. God.
It just reminds me of Chappelle's show. Let me just sprinkle some crack on him.
No, mostly.
It's like he's going to be a mass murderer. It's just like, oh, this is what we're doing. Oh, look, this person is an evil, terrible person who is not specifically trying to kill me, but maybe trying to destroy the entire universe.
Not all of our rules are not enforced on a instinctive reactionary measure. There is a panel of people that, not just myself, that make decisions based on the information provided. There are very rarely a snap firing. Typically, we investigate and come to a decision. So, if you feel like you were in the right, if somebody in this building were some sort of homicidal demon man made of smoke and fire, then you simply have to
Very specific.
kill off the top of my head. Then you have to
Nix takes half a step back.
and if they're trying to destroy the city or something, and they're not specifically targeting you, kill them, bring them to us. We will determine whether or not you were in the right, and if you were in the right, you're fine. If you weren't, we'll talk about that.
You know,
In that particular
cities
case,
would
I
have a
think we'll be
lot
finding out that
stricter
we're in the
rules
right
about
for
the
killing
whole
a demon
murder
trying to destroy
everyone
the city.
thing.
Oh, the city does. We don't.
I like that answer.
I'm good with this.
In-
I
In
sign.
in the course of adventuring, you often have to kill many people. That's why we bail you out of jail.
We allow the murder hobo.
Sweet.
Some of our best earners are murder hobos.
Oh my god. Sorry. References no one will get.
Right,
So
well,
Hope
alright.
is signing.
Yep,
Yeah,
I
she-
sign. I am not wearing that badge.
You can
Yeah, I
just
don't
carry it
I
on.
am
I
signing.
carry a badge. I will not wear a badge. Yes.
You need it so that we can follow your tab.
Yep.
I will let you know just in case anybody scans you. They are magical. We can scry them, and they also sort of are connected to what we use to track your drink purchases.
Got it.
So don't cast some form of disjunction spell on them, please. We've had that happen, and I had to have a talk with. I mean, to be fair, the person was a frog at the time, but I still had to have that talk.
Yeah, did they do it to try to clear their tab?
Yes.
Looks at it. You say scry on people as general practice, or just
If somebody doesn't come back, we scry on it to see if they're actually dead or if they took off to Underhome.
this is entirely about bar tabs?
Basically, yes.
Yes. We make a lot of money off of you guys
city
drinking.
people. I haven't had a drink in my entire fucking life.
Oh, you are missing out.
Yeah, you're no dwarf, that's for sure. Drinking's in our blood.
It's also in
Quite
their
literally in
stomachs.
some cases.
It's also in their stomachs and on the floor quite often here, but we clean.
You know, making alcohol out in the woods is a lot more effort than it's probably worth.
Well,
Probably.
you have money now. Let us go. Our goes around. Let us go introduce you to the
The
bar.
wonders of alcohol.
So first,
Oh yes,
Fine,
sign.
I'll sign.
Yeah.
Stupid
Yeah,
contract.
Sign, take badge, hang it from the
Selena
belt of my
signs,
armor.
Hope signs, Baldrin signs, Nick signs. Does 5 sign?
Can 5 sign.
5 looks at the contract and then eats it.
You try.
Actually,
You
this
try
is
to eat
going
it. You put it in your
Yeah.
mouth and like bite, and it's a lot sturdier than paper should be.
Card stuck.
It doesn't care.
5?
We have a wide variety of people that work with us. We had to make sure people don't eat our contracts.
I do my best to
Question.
help. I do my best to help 5 write 5 on the on.
What does the contract say?
As,
She can't
as
read
that's
it.
happening, I'm going to say to
It basically says a very cut down version of what he said. We the guild provide you room, board, lodging, certain amenities, and regular work. In return, you, the adventurer, provide us 5%, rounded to the nearest whole of whatever, of earnings made while working as a representative of this guild.
Right.
Yeah,
Quietly to Hope, I say, I understand it's usually polite to carry on as though you assume, but are we 100% sure she's legally enough in her right mind to sign contracts at the moment?
Not really sure.
It's
Five
something.
doesn't understand any of that shit. She tries to eat it again.
That was quietly off to the side between Nix and Hope, by the way. The rest of you were busy, preoccupied.
I mean, Mars. Well, so by the way, as a side note, it was the signature is an X with a quick dash line.
That's fine. As you sign it, you feel sort of a magical
Oh yeah, I'm sure
surge.
it's legit. That's fine. She's
Yeah.
not trying to obscure that.
No. As you sign it, all of you, as you sign it, you feel sort of a magical surge between the quill and the paper.
Okay.
5 takes the quill from Baldrin and tries to eat that.
As best you can, if she's going to be a member of the guild, she'll have to sign it herself, Baldrin. That's how it works. Otherwise, she
Are there
could be
guests
a ward.
allowed in our rooms?
Yeah, no, we have people.
Alright.
We have people that have younger siblings as wards quite often. They just don't get their own
There's
badge.
something wrong with her that I'm trying to work on. It's not physiological. There's something. I sense a faint whiff of magic about it that.
That would make sense.
Do you have
I'll talk to you
clerics
about
on
the
staff?
specifics later, Baldwin.
5 takes the quill out
yes,
of her
we do have
mouth and
clerks.
jabs it on the paper,
We can
making
maybe
some
get her
sort of
checked
line.
out.
And you feel a magical pulse connecting you to the paper.
She screams.
5!
It's not like a painful. It's just like a.
No, she still screams.
Yeah.
She still screams.
Startled by it.
You start screaming.
And
And
then stop abruptly.
Calm down.
And
We
point
should
the
get her.
badge.
We should get her checked out.
Yes, you can. We have a variety of on-site clerics, mostly to cast certain spells that other members of our guild need after spending a few evenings in the red light district. But they can also do other sorts of checks too. So
Remove disease. I know that
Does
one
this
well.
world have therapy yet?
mostly it's talking to priests.
To be fair, priests kind of invented therapy before it was
Yeah,
therapy.
no, I was saying of varying quality depending on your historical period and region, but
yeah, they do have
Yeah.
therapy. Yes, you can talk to a cleric. So, as you guys file out, and I believe statements were made about heading to the bar. As you guys file
Yes.
out, you head down the stairs, and as you're heading down the stairs, you see a pair of kobolds coming up the stairs, and they just look
Are
over
they-
at you.
Do they have
And
do
keep
they
walking
have
past.
badges?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They just look up at you and keep walking.
I give one a fist bump if they do it.
Yep, like as fast, Corbin. Boom.
He's actually not that bad. He's pretty funny.
I'm sure he is.
I'm sure if
How long
just
have you
keep their-
been a part of the guild?
A few years.
Is the ale any good?
I mean, I wouldn't have ordered it right from the door if it wasn't. Also, we've been on the
People get
road,
used
so I
to
may
some
have.
pretty crappy stuff. Just saying. I need to test this.
Also, speaking of
Nick's
payment,
is still
how much-
trying to figure out why
much
so
were
much
the gold
of the
sacks?
asterisks
There
in the
was a-
contract were basically oriented around drinking.
Yeah,
was-
I'm
And Selena is going to show Nick's why as we go to the bar and get alcohol.
There was 100 gold in each sack for all of you.
Okay.
So you all have 100
I've got
gold.
the
100 more
chest,
gold.
by the way.
Okay, you have a
'cause
small
it's an
personal
empty
chest. Yep.
Yes. All right. Victory.
So yeah, there was 100 gold in each bag, so you all have 100 more gold.
I'm counting it
Awesome.
out. Yep.
And yeah, you guys head down and get drinks and a table, I'm assuming, to count out stuff.
Yep. I'm checking.
All right, so you all can get a drink. I don't know if Nyx partakes, but you can get a drink too if you want.
If someone orders me, I'll drink it.
Oh, yes.
They have a variety of different types of drink. They have wine, they have beer, they have mead, they have whiskey, they have sort of a drink menu, and they have a regular menu, and the drink menu is longer than the regular menu, which sort of tells you what adventurers subsist on.
Yep.
Meat, vegetables. Not what kind of meat.
No, the food menu is a bit detailed. It's just that more people care about the alcohol.
I'll have the honeyed mead and the chicken tenders.
Basically, yeah.
Yep. For real.
And you get it, and this is some fine. This is dwarven brewed mead, by the way. This is not like.
Of course it is. That's why everyone's drinking
human.
I know. Yeah, no. Selena's going wine.
Yep, and you get some fine elven wine.
Wonderful.
Like if you're gonna make these drinks, you make them with the people who know how to make them.
And Corbin actually knows that they have a brewery downstairs that has a variety of different people working there.
You get the elves to make the fancy drinks, and you get the dwarves to make the hard drinks.
Yep. And the halflings to make the whiskey. Don't ask why.
Because halflings make damn good whiskey.
So, as you guys sit down and find yourselves at a table with each other and food and drink.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'm
So
gonna check the
Nyx
job
is just gonna.
board. I'm letting you guys know that.
No,
All
what?
right.
Sorry.
So, what is
Job board.
one at a time? What is Nick's doing?
Oh, no, other people can go first. Sorry.
I was just saying that I was gonna walk up, or as we sat down, or as everybody sat down, he said he was just gonna go check the job board, if you guys wanted in, and he'd be back. So that's all I was gonna do.
Corbin leads you guys to a table, says he'll be back, walks over to the job board.
that man does not take time to enjoy the rewards of work. That's depressing. I think I need a drink because of that.
I think you were going to get a drink anyway.
Don't pish posh my reasons for getting drinks.
I'm a dwarf. I don't need a reason to get a drink.
So, pulling out of my bag one of my regular candles and the magical cursed candle that always glows with green flame, I put the two on the table. And then I looked at Five. Five, I want to talk to our cleric about what is happening with me and I think is also happening with you, and some of the mystical aspects of what happened a few nights ago. Are you okay with that? Now, I can't understand the language. I don't know if that's the word you'd prefer, your speech right now.
I get a little bit of it.
Black
Five.
So this candle, the black one, I want you to indicate that one if you're okay with this, and indicate the other one if you're not.
Five reaches up and sticks her hand in both candles.
The black one doesn't go.
Yeah, the black one doesn't go out.
It also doesn't burn.
She's not interested in whether they go out or not. She just likes fire.
So Five, you okay talking about this?
Five.
I mean, my
Odds.
assumption is that the answer is it's complicated. That's what both yes and no generally means. But
It was,
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't a yes and no. That was you have fire and I like it. Ignoring your question.
Yeah, it's. She seems fine with it. I've learned a little bit of the five-isms, but
I think you're just making it up.
I spent a night trying to see if you could say anything other than Five and Papa. I've learned a little bit.
Sure. So she says it with a smirk.
And a drink.
And in
And
that
a
case,
drink.
I am gonna sort of relate to him what happened at least the first night, magically speaking.
To who?
To me.
Primarily to Baldrin, but to anyone
Okay,
that's at
okay.
the table paying attention.
So, based on that, can I determine anything else?
Make me a
Religion.
Yeah, make me a religion roll.
I will also make a religion roll because you never know.
It's a 9 from me, so hopefully you roll. Nope.
Natural 1.
So
Wow, that's fucked up.
Boldrin, magical inflictions and affectations are not your specialty. You are a cleric of the Forge. You're more fixing things that are broken and creating new things. Not you. That is more in the realm of a life cleric or.
I mean, to be fair, magical affliction can be considered a thing that's broken.
Not in this particular case. You're not a curse breaker. You're you're not a curse breaker. You're a fence mender. Like.
Can I try and tell what I know from that conversation? All right.
Let's go, Asmar.
That's a 20.
So you don't know much. Like, you're still listening to it. The only thing that you can glean is, out of the whole conversation, is that whatever... You saw shadowy shit bleeding out of Nyx, which isn't normal.
No.
And it was... And something was pulling Nyx towards Umbra. So you can the only thing that you can really think of is that somehow Umbra can manipulate whatever is in Nyx and maybe what's in 5, if something is in 5. That's the only other connection you can make.
I also will
shadow stuff.
I'd already told the Night Ranger guy, but I'll tell these guys the very basics of that 5 is from the Abyss, and that how we met. Which was basically I was in a cage, and the Abyss coughed up 5 in front of me, and the Rangers were like, well, better put this random person we just found in a cage.
It's
Sounds about right.
Human Rangers. Anyway, let's see.
So Umbra can control that weird Abyss smoke stuff.
This is a bit outside of...
and talk in my head.
It's a bit outside of my abilities at the moment, but I think as we do more work and I uncover more about not only 5 but yourself and gain a little bit of a stronger connection to the world going on right now. I've only been out of the Abyss for 6 months to a year, not even. So
here's my question. Do you want to pursue this? Because if we do, I have a plan.
if it involves jumping into the Abyss, I'm going to have to ask no.
No, I want to make some money.
That is not the plan. That is not the plan.
I just want to get some jobs and make some money here.
Fair enough.
We could use some work to tide us over while we're pursuing this. So.
Well, let's hear the plan first.
So yes.
So
Next.
when the monster disappeared, the presumably Umbra or something connected to him spoke to me again, saying that when I am alone, abandoned, on my own, I will be again found and called. That sounds like a pretty good way to set up a trap.
Unfortunately, we don't know
So
how
you want to
good
be bait.
We don't know exactly how good his attention is. He might be able to tell if we try and set a bait by seemingly leaving you alone that you're still not really alone.
But what's the worst that could happen?
I mean, it's definitely worth a
You
shot.
get
He
eaten
comes
by
knowing
a
it's a trap,
thing,
or he
spit out
doesn't
from the
come.
abyss, and we're
It's-
too far away to find you.
It's definitely
He comes
worth
with a
shot.
much stronger force than we anticipated, and we all die.
It's worth trying, but
Okay, I understand why that isn't an appealing option to a lot of people, but
I like that.
in
It's
my
like,
defense, there's someone trying to control my body, and I don't want that to be a thing.
And
no, I get it, and
I agree
fuck
with
that
that.
dude, and let's figure out how to screw, how to.
but let's not bait him out until we're ready for him.
Fair enough.
meanwhile, over at the job board, Corbin, you're walking up. There's a ton of there's always jobs on this board. There's noble sitting, which is one of the ones that newbies tend to get fostered onto, which is basically some rich schmuck is going out hunting and wants guards. Adventurers wanted. Boom. There's exploratory. Folks, some new bit of land has been discovered. Because every once in a while, a new chunk of ground appears, and they want adventurers to go out and investigate that.
The world renders a new square.
And that's that tends to pay a little bit better, but not something that you're typically interested in. There is a notice for some weird shits happening in Twin Rivers up north. Apparently, they're putting out a call for.
Can we get the world map back up?
Yeah, yep. Twin Rivers, north of Core, along the river north, is sort of the large farming community that feeds the area. Apparently, some of their outlying farms have had stock going missing, and so they're looking for adventurers to help find to figure out what's happening. There is always a listing for exploring the Tower of the Gods, and that's sort of done in squad based. Most recently, a team has returned unsuccessful from getting any further into the tower than has previously been gotten.
The Tower of the Gods reminds me of Sword Art Online, of just like teams to ascend the floors.
Yeah, Ironcrad.
Yeah.
There is a request for clearing out worms from Underhold. And there are requests for wyvern hunters in Clifftop.
I will. Is it just like strips of paper like that? Like just take one. Anybody interested can take one, or you just take the whole thing off.
Yeah,
they just got like a stack of 20 copies of the same invoice stapled to the board, so you take one.
Basically, well, anything that's still on the board hasn't been claimed.
Okay.
Basically, the way it works is you take it, you go to the barkeep, and then they sort of register that you and whoever is with you is taking this job, and then they take it off the board.
Okay.
So basically, you just take a reference pick and take it over to the barkeep. The barkeep actually takes the listing off.
Okay. I'll take a reference for all of them and then head back to the table.
Right. So Corin comes back with a handful of paper.
I know what I want to do, but...
Alright, what we got?
Well, there's some shit happening up in Twin Rivers. They've got some stuff missing.
Okay.
We can... Well, actually, we're not going to noble sit. We're not going to babysit. So I take that piece and I throw it.
What?
That's really fun, though.
Hold on.
That's quick, easy money.
At least say it.
Some noble wants to go
I
hunting and wants a bodyguard.
We're not going to babysit, and I'm going to throw that one. It's noble sitting. You sit around on a horse, and it's
watching a noble go hunting.
Noble.
Or they want something, and they want an entourage. It's boring as shit.
Who's the noble?
I'm fine with that.
No chance for treasure.
Fun.
I just want to know. I'm just curious.
Did it have a name of a noble, or is
Yes,
it just...
it had a name of a noble.
What was the noble's name?
The name was Robin Cartwright.
Is he a regular?
She. And yes.
She.
Do I know anything about her?
Please tell me this is your ex.
Make me a...
I really doubt this is my ex, or I wouldn't have to roll a history roll.
Yeah, make me a history roll. That's
13.
The Cartwrights are a sort of a they're a minor noble house in the city. They mostly run merchant caravans to and from Underhold and the city. Actually, Boldrin, now that you think about it, you came in with a Cartwright caravan.
Mm-hmm. Are they dwarves or humans?
Dwarves.
Dwarves are.
They are posh dwarves, though.
Okay.
The dwarves that most other dwarves think are assholes.
Yes. They're not like they're like not like an overly offensive, atrocious noble family. Corbin, the Cartwrights are one of the families that regularly request noble sitting duties. Basically, it's not written as noble sitting; it's written as escort required for
Right.
so and so. But
So, important question. Robin Cartwright, seducible or no?
you have never met her.
Are you asking
Any
me?
word?
Single.
Yes.
Not sure what her interests are.
Okay.
If she's like any of the other Cartwrights, she's married to her job.
Oh, well, fuck that. I can't work with that.
There's wyvern hunting in Clifftop. There's worm killing in Underhold.
Really?
And yep. And there's always work to explore the tower.
Well, going to Underhold actually might get us a bit closer to some of this obsidian to get a closer look at anyone who might be getting it.
I dislike the fact that you and I are thinking the same way. It makes me uncomfortable. My skin is actively crawling. But I actually...
I cast my cantrip in my hand.
What cantrip?
Infestation.
Just hold a bundle of maggots.
Nix holds a hand up and
Conjured
just
maggots.
maggots
I can make it
appear.
crawl more.
That doesn't bother me so much. Just the agreeing with him.
Five
Yeah.
reaches out tentatively and takes one of the maggots.
God.
As you grab
That
it,
poor maggot.
They're
Between-
magic.
between going from your hand to your mouth, it disappears.
Five looks offended and then leans over to whoever's next to her and takes food off their plate and eats it.
Ah.
It's probably one of my chicken tenders.
Actually, I like Hope and Boulder are probably sitting right next to you, so maybe both.
Yeah, just
Plunk.
both plates. Just
Yep.
That's fine. While Boldrin is eating and having his ale, he's also messing around with Siegebreaker, making sure the trigger mechanism works. It's not connected to anything yet, but just making sure the trigger moves.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that it might be worth going up. It gives us a reason to go up there and look into those the amulet.
okay. Did we maybe want to take the Twin Rivers job too? Knock two birds out. A little extra
Hit Twin
cash.
Rivers on the way to
Can we have
Underhold.
two going
Yeah.
at once?
So
What's the Twin Rivers job again?
Some stock has gone missing. Some
Jam?
livestock.
they are both emergency requests. Like as soon as possible requests. So it probably wouldn't be feasible to take both. Because if you take both, by nature, one of them is going to be later than the other.
Mm-hmm.
And you're pretty certain. You're actually confident that if one of them had like a less stringent time frame, like the wyvern hunting has a much longer time frame. But those two and the Tower of the God never expires. But that one, those two are sort of like both are immediate requests, so you'd have to pick one or the other. They wouldn't let you take both.
So yeah, normally you can, as long as there's no time frame. But
Right.
These
time
two
limit.
are
But
these two are immediates.
yeah.
So I suppose we take the one to Underhold then. And the Wyvern one doesn't have a long expanse. We could hit Clifftop on the way back. Just take a triangle.
Yeah.
It
What's
wouldn't be
the payment?
It wouldn't be a triangle. It would be an L because those cliffs are mostly those mountains are mostly
Oh
impassable.
yeah, because the mountains we can't pass them. Yeah.
Also, they terminate at the abyss, so it's
Yeah.
like you can't go around.
We could hit Clifftop after we're done with Underhold.
Is the wyvern hunting like
So wyvern
hunting or
hunting,
capture?
hunting.
Okay.
Wyvern Clifftop has a regular wyvern problem, and they regularly request adventurers to come take them out. Reward is 500 gold a head.
Oh, so that was just an open standing boundary that anyone
Yeah,
can take. Too,
yeah.
So
Basically, anyone.
we might as well take that one.
Oh, well, fuck, yeah.
Once every few months, they put out a request to have adventurers come up and help them out with that. Basically, it's a population culling thing. And the Underhome is also 500 a head. But it's more immediate because there's a little bit of detail in the request. The worms are normally not too big of a deal. They burrow where they want and do whatever. But recently they've been collapsing mining tunnels, so they need to be pushed. They need to be driven away. And so 500 a head, every worm killed.
I find it far too close to coincidence that these worms are having this problem when we find these relics.
Wait, what?
This listing has been up for a couple weeks.
All right,
Yeah.
but still, we don't know how old those artifacts are.
It's true.
So.
That was just for Corbin's
You
edification.
made your holy symbol a few
It's-
weeks ago.
It's fate.
Welcome
Baldwin.
to being
it's
a
fate. Let's
cultist.
take that one.
I don't think this is. I don't think this is coincidence because the worms are usually, well, not docile. They're usually not going straight for our tunnels.
They might not be going straight for the tunnels. They might just be burrowing through them.
Or something might be spooking them off of their normal places.
Eh.
Maybe.
Either
What
way,
kind
it's
of-
definitely a good. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
all for that.
And the contact for this one is Forge Master Duran.
Oh, I know that man.
Okay.
Okay. So the underhold and wyvern hunting.
Certainly.
Works for me.
Sounds good.
All right. I'll let the
Are there
barman
any
know.
penalties for breaking a contract?
You don't get paid.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't get paid, and
Then
it
sure,
goes
let's sign
back
up for
up on
2.
the notice.
All right.
All right. I'll take those 2 up to the barkeep and slide them towards them.
Yeah, barkeep currently is a tall elven woman.
And I'm
Named
going up there with you.
named Lysandra. Corbin, how you doing?
I'm all right. Always looking for work.
All right, so you're you're going to go up and try your hand at the wyvern hunting, are you?
And worms.
Yeah. Well, I do that one first.
Yeah.
Forge Master's been raising a royal
Think
hell
I'm
because nobody's
new?
gone up there. I'm just reminding you.
She's new.
He's hello. I'm Lysandra.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. She holds out her hand.
Oh.
She's fair skinned, fair haired, classic elf. Right. Well, you are going out. Should I just put this under your name, Corbin, or do you have a team name?
We don't have a team name now.
All right.
So yeah, you could just
If you could get me badge numbers for everyone involved, then I'll put it all to your name and have all your badges marked on him.
all right.
I'll pull out my badge.
Yeah,
Right there.
You collect the badge numbers and get them.
Yeah.
and she marks them all
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, we have them. We have it all marked down here. Let me know when you completed it, or if you fuck it up.
I will have. You will know if we fuck it up.
Well, I mean, we'll be missing you if you do. She says with a smile on her face.
Yeah. I ran up a lot. Big tab this month.
I feel like our team name should be Sorry Not Sorry.
You're marked
I
down.
wanted
I'll,
to say something else.
you're
but
marked
yeah.
down. I'll take those off, and we'll see you when you get back.
All right.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Try not to lose more alcohol, I guess.
Oh no, Yargamund isn't here anymore, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
No.
5 waves. 5!
Hello.
That's one of the people that's gone with us.
Ah.
Yeah, that's right answer. And he walks away.
At that point, Nick suddenly remembers and looks to the cleric. Weren't we gonna have someone talk with her before we got jobs in the town?
I don't know that there's anyone here that can solve that quite yet.
Oh,
I mean, you don't have to leave immediately. You can still do that.
Yeah.
And we've got the night before we need to really set out.
Yeah, it'll take time to even get to
it's not about solving. It's just
Yeah, it's about
making
Does
sure
she even
is
want it
comfortable
fixed?
where she is.
Does she want it fixed?
I don't know enough
What
of her
fix?
language to know yet.
The thing.
I thought you were
whatever's
like
going
the
on with
Five
this.
Whisperer or something like that.
I said I've learned a bit, not all of it.
She may not want it fixed.
I mean,
I was
It's a
thinking that we might want to assure her ourselves we're not dragging her somewhere she's uncomfortable. And if there's someone who can ensure that for us, that would be nice.
it's
Fine,
Now
a
that
Visual
is
what's going on?
selfish
not
or whatever,
want it.
but
but
hey,
yeah,
I'm a monster, I don't care.
Sorry, 4 of you were talking at the same time. I have no
Yeah.
idea what was just said.
sorry. Yeah, no, she may not want it, but there is a matter of being unable to effectively communicate basic concepts until we can.
I also don't know that anyone... I sense there's a bit of a pain behind it, and I'm not sure that anyone really is attached to that kind of thing. Five, you cool
Like-
with this?
What I said was basically it's not about fixing, it's about confirming that she actually wants to go with us.
Yeah.
We're not dragging her against her will.
Okay, so we find a cleric that seems friendly.
As long as you're okay with that, 5.
5 is like eating off someone's plate still.
Yeah, it's
Oh, that
mine. I've
wasn't-
given
was
up.
mine. I get up for 5
I
seconds.
cast
This
good
is why
berry.
Selena took a
Why are
spot.
you also worried
opposite
about
the
going
table.
hungry?
Because good
I'm not,
berries are
it's just-
Because it
filling, but not
happens?
delicious.
No, they're not.
Happens.
They taste like you're eating a single blueberry and it's enough food for a day. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
5.
w-
Holding out my hand.
5.
Pick up my hand out.
5 looks at it and then licks it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna start walking. Let me know if she's following. We gotta go find a cleric. Where are the clerics?
what kind
Five.
of cleric are you looking for?
Follow us, please.
I'm looking for whatever cleric is gonna be able to heal her.
I mean,
A healer.
there are healer clerics in most of the divine
Yeah.
of the divine circles. Really, the only divine that would be the only divine that wouldn't have one of them is probably Valkyr, and that would be
Let's see.
Valkyr and Dagoth.
Idos.
No, Idos has healers as well.
That's what I'm saying is
No.
that was in character. Idos.
Okay. Sure.
Or
Oh,
also,
yeah, that's actually probably a good idea.
Idos or Argon might be a good pursuit.
Yeah, Argon. I would say Idos is the place to start. From there,
Argon, then Erdaranir.
Argon.
I'm just gonna look for whichever one looks more friendly
Yeah, 30.
because I'm worried about her freaking out when.
Idos
a
has
priest
a nice
tries to
big
do something.
smile.
I mean, the friendliest one is going to be Marduk, but I don't know that he'll be able
No,
to
friendliest
fix anything.
friendliest
Friendly's
cleric.
not gonna fix
Not-
anything.
not-
We need to
the-
find
no,
a
the
friendly,
friendliest
nice,
cleric-
genuine cleric of Idos. Okay,
friendliest
guys.
clerics are going to be.
Let's
of
roll a
Marduk, but
natural
I don't know that
20.
they'll be able to fix anything.
Yeah, no. Idos,
Marduk
then probably a Ferti.
Marduk is the
Can
friendliest
Can I
god.
roll a religion check?
Sure. What are you trying to find out?
What deity aligned cleric might be useful in this kind of situation?
Sure. Make a religion check.
Actually, Eretnir
Natural
might
20.
be able
Anyone
to
else
help.
want to make a religion check?
Yeah. Nicely done, by the way.
So, Nyx, you're not certain because you don't have a whole lot of contact with civilization. But the
Too
one
many
that,
options.
there's a lot of options. The one that pops immediately into your mind is Eidos.
Yeah.
The other
'Cause-
one that pops into your mind because somebody else said it was Marduk. Not because Marduk's clerics might be able to help, but because they're going to be friendly enough to find someone who would.
That's actually a good plan. Primary care doctor. That
Like Marduk healers are. Marduk has some of the actually has the most healers. They're not the most specialized healers, but because of how he is he is the brother to all. He is the basically everybody's friend.
So if they can't find someone to basically confirm this or get some basic communication.
Yeah, like if they can't,
They'll know someone who can.
if they can't do it themselves, they'll know someone who can.
Okay. Because Nyx's focus is primarily on making sure we're not forcing Five to do things she doesn't want to do.
Selena, you're shifting through your.
Too many options. They all have potential.
The only one that you would go to if you needed healing would be Aradnir.
Right, and that's the thing is, Aradnir might actually be an option because the clerics might not be able to heal it, but we're trying to figure out Five's intent. We're talking about the goddess of desire here.
Yeah, and Corbin, cult here doesn't care about healing, so you're like,
Nope.
meh.
Well, let's start with someone who will be able to answer
What
this
I get
question
is basically
for
what
us.
I've already said.
Yeah, Boldrin, you have a
Yeah.
list of options. You're not sure
Yeah.
which one's the best.
Okay.
I feel like Eidos is the best first choice, and then from there we have tons of possibilities.
I think if we can't find someone from Eidos who's not going to terrify Five, we might want to go to Marduk.
Because Marduk will be able to redirect us in the right direction. That's a good idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Also the friendly thing.
I'm down.
So,
Yep.
you set out to find the Temple of Eidos. Temple of Eidos is almost built into the wall at the westernmost point of the city. It's basically the closest you can get to the abyss without leaving the city. And
They're vaguely my people.
It
They do
makes-
it wrong.
it makes Nyx feel a little bit more comfortable. The rest of you feel a little antsy just approaching. In the shadow of the wall, you see this large cathedral, and where most places have like glass or windows, instead of that, above the door there is just the symbol of the eclipsed sun. That is Eidos' sigil, the obsidian sphere with a gold band around it.
Fucked up, but it's the right kind of fucked up.
And it's the cathedral itself is mostly sort of gray and black stone, with two large ebony wood doors closed currently on the front. Who is performing shop work?
I was gonna say.
Some people outside my window.
Okay, because Sarah and I had the same look on our faces.
It sounded like carpentry just happened.
Yeah.
Yep, that was definitely a saw of some sort.
Yep.
Yep.
That's a circular saw.
Yep.
Is someone? Why is someone using a circular saw outside your window?
I don't know.
Disposing of bodies,
it's also
clearly.
9:40 tonight. It's dark outside.
Do you
We
want
have
to-
a
Yeah, they're
shifty
definitely
neighborhood,
disposing of
guys,
a
but
body
that's
if it's
really
dark
shifty.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway, my apologies.
that's okay. So yeah, there's the cathedral to Eidos in front of you.
All right.
Temples.
Boom, boom,
Yep.
boom. So you walk up and thum, 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 and you just sort of hear it reverberate through the wood. There's a long pause, and the door goes and opens.
All right. So you don't give a fuck.
Selena walks in.
I mean,
So those of you that walk in, you notice there's nobody at the door.
About it.
And the floor is covered in this long red, actually luxurious, belying the exterior of the cathedral carpet.
Ignore the construction that's going on in the temple right now.
Somebody's taking
under renovation.
Putting on
Please
an
excuse
addition.
our dust.
And
Please excuse our
so you guys all walk in, and as the last one of you clears the threshold, you hear a boom behind you as the door closes.
Five's not going in there, by the way.
Nope.
Just so we're clear.
If five does not go in, then the door stays open.
Yeah.
I don't have a light spell.
It's
I don't
dark in
try.
here.
This is the
Actually,
goddess
you know what
of
Nyx is
entropy.
gonna
I'm
do?
not gonna try to bring light to
Nyx
their
is
world.
gonna cast infestation again and have the little bugs in her hand, and sort of try and coax Five inside with the bugs.
Five's not going in that place.
You can. It's not like pitch black. It's just dark currently.
Not creepy, abyssy.
Dark.
Oh, that's much better.
Mm,
Five is not going in that building.
Is five saying dark, or is five just standing back?
Five's just standing there.
Okay.
That's fine. We can bring a priest out if we need.
I'll
I
stay
like
with
my hands up. Yeah, I'm gonna use light on my hands so that they're lit now.
Yeah, I will throw up a flame. Produce flame. Hello.
Five, we're trying to get help for you.
Are you guys? So, hang on real quick. Selena's inside the building.
Yep.
Yes.
Are you in the building or outside?
I'm in like the threshold, turned around to look at Five to try. I'm trying to get her to come in.
Five is not going in that building.
Okay.
So as you go, hello. Torches light just along, and you suddenly get a very clear view of this cathedral. That is very long and ornate. There are rows of seating, all of it sort of velvet red, cushioned and coated. Like the interior is very red and like maroon and burgundy and gold and black. It's very at odds with the exterior, almost cozy. And from sort of off to one side, you hear a voice. Yes, how can I help you? And you turn.
Yep.
And there is a male drow standing there in white robes, with a pendant holding the eclipse symbol of the Vidos on like hanging from his neck.
Like a standard one or the
Standard.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Just okay.
Not the variation we were recently introduced into.
Yeah.
Hey. So hi, I'm Selena. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Selena.
Got a question for you.
Why, sir?
We've got somebody outside who has
I could explain.
Nick's got
Recently came from the abyss, and seems to be having some magical trouble. I myself am an abyss follower in a way of my own, and recognized similar elements, but the precise nature was beyond my capacity, and seeking more cleric assistance was recommended.
Well, I can certainly have a look. Are they outside?
Yes.
And he sort of moves with a very preternatural grace. Like, even for an elf, very, very graceful. You can't see his feet. His robe goes all the way down to the floor. He's sort of got his hands folded in.
It's kind of glides.
Yeah, just sort of gliding, and it's just this ebony skin, white hair pulled back into sort of a top knot, with the back hair going down, sort of an elvish style top knot. And he glides out of the door and takes a few steps down. 5. You see a adult drow male wearing white robes step out of the door and step down the steps.
5 books it out of there. She's running.
Well, if that's
Okay.
your war,
When I
I
asked
believe
her-
you're running.
Unless caught, she is running.
Okay,
Yeah, Corbin's
I'm running
outside.
after.
Boulder
I'm
tries
not
to catch
gonna
her
run
arm as
after
she
her,
goes.
but Nyx will say, we're having trouble communicating with her, but when I first asked her if she'd be comfortable seeking aid, she didn't seem so uncomfortable with the idea.
Yeah, I try to
I'm
catch.
sorry
I try to
about
catch her by
this.
the arm, and she goes, "5, it's fine. It's
Right,
fine."
5. Baldwin tries to catch you. Do you let him, or are you fighting it?
No, I will be fighting it.
All right, make me opposed athletics rolls, both of you.
There's no way Nyx is going to force 5 to do
Natural
anything.
1. 5 gets away from me.
I've been.
8!
I mean, it's an opposed roll, so 5 could have rolled lower. Actually, 5 couldn't have rolled
No,
lower.
we
because
have
it
the same
modifier.
modifiers.
Yeah. So yeah, you reach out to try to grab, and 5 just Hope, are you trying to also stop?
Yes.
Give me opposed athletics rolls.
All right.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, you dodge past
Can I do
Boldrin.
an insight check?
Sure. You dodge past Boldrin, but Hope just sort of catches you, and just picks
And
you
I'm
up off
not
the ground.
trying to bring her closer. I'm just
5 tries to bite her.
stopping.
Natural 20. What the fuck?
5. Why are you running away?
Yeah, I will also inside.
5 has had some bad experiences with drow males.
5 seems genuinely terrified
I have
of
no
the
idea.
male drow next to you.
Hmm.
She tries to bite Hope.
I will let you.
So he sort of looks over. You do 1 point of damage to Hope.
Yep.
He
5.
sort of looks over.
And looking directly at 5, it isn't polite to judge people based on their species.
No, it's fine. I'm quite used to it, although not from my own kind. That's the first. We have other.
Nyx, do you really think 5 has enough capacity to understand that?
This person has never interacted with a child.
It's true.
As far as 5 knows, they're all the same guy.
We do have other clerics that could potentially give you a hand.
That might be more
would
useful.
That would be great.
Yes, I will go fetch Brother Sylvarnar. I'll be right back. And he glides back into the building.
And depending on what that guy looks like.
We will go through every damn race if we need to.
So the next person that walks out is a black dragonborn.
5 is shockingly okay with that.
Well then, I hear we have someone who needs attention.
Meet
I'll
5.
reiterate the basics I explained before.
Right. He'll walk towards 5.
Careful, she's a biter.
5 is like, fireball!
Yeah.
This is why I'm concerned about the taking her on an adventure without confirming that she's actually okay with it thing.
You don't
What we're
have
here
to
for.
worry about biting me. So,
I like
It
this one.
almost looks like 5 is taking that as a challenge. But you're not quite sure.
I mean, black scales and everything.
Oh yeah, well, you honestly think she has the capacity to
No, I know,
realize
I
that?
know. No, I
She tried to
don't.
bite the contract too.
No, it's true. So he looks at her.
I am Brother Silvarinar. And you?
5.
5.
He holds out a hand and like palm up, offering it to you.
She licks it.
That's how she greets people, apparently.
Or how she marks them for murder later.
It's really unclear.
We haven't worked out the
You'll
system.
You'll never know.
It's rough, almost like
We'll know
it's,
if you
it's,
murder.
It's like sandpaper, like it's like you just licked sandpaper, basically.
5 likes that.
Like sort of rough and itchy.
She itches her tongue.
I have that effect on people.
You're
And-
licked regularly?
More often than you'd expect.
No, I can understand.
And he reaches out and focuses for a minute, utters something in Draconic. And 5, you feel sort of energy flowing off of him into you. Let me look at something and make a roll.
And I'm watching this entire thing. If 5 looks like she gets hurt by stuff, then I'm gonna retaliate.
It doesn't look like it's a harmful spell that's being
Okay.
cast.
All right.
Whether or
I'm
not,
just watching.
however 5 reacts is however 5 reacts.
Yeah.
So so Sarah,
Yeah.
I think I know why 5 is the way 5 is, but I never got an updated bio from you, so I'm not 100% certain.
Yeah.
So if you would whisper to me in Roll20 the exact thing.
Yeah. Yeah, let me figure out how to do that, and then I will...
Slash whisper
W.
GM.
/WGM. Or /W
Yeah.
space GM.
Yeah, /W space GM space the message.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and so so he's just sort of holding a hand out, and this glow is sort of engulfing both him and 5. And for those of you watching, there's a light to it, but it's less lighting the two of them and more removing the shadows, which is a weird way to light something.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like somebody's turning the gain up on reality, rather than actually lighting them.
Yeah.
They're going flat.
Turning the gamma up.
Yeah. And it's
We don't have any more light, so here's just some editing.
Yeah. And it's sort of isolated on the two of them as there's this magical link between them. And after a while, he pulls his hand back and sort of fingernails in his palm, then scratches his chin.
There is an amount of magical effect that this is, but more it is conditioning. Someone trained her to be this way, both magically and traditionally. I can remove the magical leftovers, but the remainder will be time and care.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
And he just sort of reaches out with one finger and just taps 5 on like the forehead. And as he does, that sort of gain effect. And there is a little bit less pressure mentally, 5, on you. You're not. You haven't overcome everything. You're not suddenly able to talk, but your focus is sort of more in line. You're able to focus a little bit more than you were previously.
Oh.
This will aid you. But from here out, I would recommend gentle hands and gentle words. Is there anything else you require?
I mean, there's a moment where, no, I think I'm good at least.
I think we should be on our way.
Very well. If you require any further from Eidos and her chosen, please feel free to call.
Thank you, brother. We'll potentially see you in the future.
Quick question.
Certainly.
We are about to head to
Underhold.
To Underhold. If we need anything while we're there, is there a temple to our goddess in Underhold?
We do have a shrine there, yes.
Okay.
Not a full temple, but
Right.
enough for services.
Sweet.
If you were to go to our shrine in Underhold, the person you would wish to speak to would be Father Gregory.
Got it.
We don't go to Underhold. Sorry, it's a Half-Life reference that only like 2 of you will get.
He is the caretaker of the shrine and well versed in our practices.
Perfect. That would be everything. Thank you very much.
You are quite welcome.
And he turns around and walks back up the steps.
All right. Hey, 5, how you doing?
Door closes.
5.
Feel better?
5.
Mm-hmm.
It'll still take some work, and it's not something that's going to be immediate, but at least we know that there's no longer a spell on her.
To start,
Yep.
Does this address my concern at all? I'm asking Jam from what Nyx might understand of the situation.
You know that there is nothing. If there was something magical inflicting 5, it is now gone. You sort of have an idea of what made 5 the way she is currently. And you sort of get the idea that it's probably best for 5 to stay with at least Boldrin and Hope. Like,
Yeah.
like that's so it's like, look,
even it's not so much at this point. It's
what
not
are we
so
gonna
much,
do? Leave her here and whose care?
At this point, it's not so much whether or not 5 wants to go, as it probably wouldn't be healthy to leave 5 alone.
She's probably just trying to eat more contracts.
The thing that sticks out to you is
Somebody being conditioned and trained.
yeah, and then him
Like,
his response, his statement of gentle words and kind
Yeah.
hands being
Yeah.
a requirement here.
Okay.
And while that might not be your
Nyx will
forte,
grumble, but he won't actively object.
all right.
All right.
Well,
So we supply up.
do we have anything we need
Yeah.
to do before we depart?
Yeah, we need to get supplies.
What do we know about these worms?
What's
What's the best way to kill them off?
you
What
don't,
kind of? We have to figure out what kind of worms they are.
you don't know off the top of your head, Corbin, but you know where you can find out.
Yeah. I was planning on. The Adventures Guild would probably have a library so that you don't just run into a situation like, here's some things that we gotta kill. Wait, I am totally unprepared.
The Adventurers Guild has a library with bestiaries in it. They also work with some of the other guilds in the city to make sure everybody's bestiaries are current. So that would probably be the best place to go to learn. And so, as you all return to the guild to acquire information on your hunting targets, with a slightly more docile 5 in tow, that's where we'll call it for the evening. So, we have been Final Show Films. We produce a wide variety of content every day of the week. You can check us out on our website at finalshowfilms.com. You can also check us out on our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms. We appreciate all of our patrons, especially our $25 tier supporters, Chris Comfort, Antitonic, and Cat Waterflame, without whom we wouldn't be able to do quite as much stuff that we're doing now. Also want to thank Cat Waterflame for the bits earlier today. Cat donated 140 bits in chat.
Yay,
Cat.
Yay.
Cat. If you're watching on Twitch, be sure you can follow us here on Twitch to get updates when we go live. You can also subscribe, especially if you have like an Amazon Prime subscription and you don't have somebody operating a circular saw outside your window at 10 o'clock at night.
I'm serious. Somebody's body is getting chopped up outside.
I'm gonna
your
go.
window
I'm gonna
right
go poke.
now.
I'm gonna go poke my head out the window after we get done and see what's
No, they'll take it.
happening up there. I can't actually poke it out because I live underground, but there's a window and I can see out. So.
So if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can you get a free $5 subscription for any Twitch channel that you like. You know, it doesn't have to be ours, but you should use it for someone. We would appreciate it if it was ours, though. Also, let folks know that they should follow us here if you like our content, because when we hit 500 followers, we can become Twitch partners. Which means that we'll get a bigger chunk of change from bits and subscribers. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, subscribe below. And we also want to thank the folks over at 411mania.com. Jeremy, tell us a little bit about 411mania.com.
411mania is a pop culture site. The anything that you could be interested within that whole wide umbrella that is pop culture these days. We cover everything from movies and television and comics to video games, music, wrestling, MMA, a little bit of technology news. We've got everything. If you go over there now, you can find out exactly what the runtime and it's long that Blade Runner 2049 is going to have. You can find out who's playing a villain in Legends of Tomorrow Season 3. Live coverage of Impact is just ending right about now, but you can see our report. When Apple's going to announce their new products. The Star Wars Jedi Challenges AR platform, when that's going to release and what that's going to cost, and plenty of other news, plus commentary, opinions, columns, etc. It's 411mania.com.
We appreciate them. We appreciate all you guys watching, and we will see you all
next time. Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Goodbye.